Right, we are live. Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back to the Kiwi Lads channel. We are back for some more United Rugby Championship action. This one, the semi-final taking place between Leinster and Munster. Now, we are running slightly late on this live stream. I was about 2 minutes behind. I do apologise. That was lagging really weirdly as well, but mainly because the sevens has been taking place and we were covering the game between Ireland and New Zealand. So we did have to get that coverage in just beforehand. Now these two sides, they are ready to go. We have got quite an exciting game just around the corner. We will look through at the starting lineups for these two sides as they make their way out onto the park. For Leinster, it is going to be Milne, Kelleher, and Alatoa as the front row. Beard and Jenkins, the locking duo with Deegan, Connors, and Conan. Yeah, at number 8, the McGrath and Harry Byrne find themselves as the 19 combo. Charlie Ngatai, Henshaw as the midfield. So that is a new name we haven't seen in a little while. Robbie Henshaw returning outside back, and Dave Carney, Timmy O'Brien, and then O'Brien slotting in at fullback as well. Now looking through at Munster, what they have been able to produce for this game. Luckman in the front row alongside Barron and Archer, Klein and Byrne, the locking duo. O'Mani, Gavin Coombs, and Hodge will be in the loose forwards. Craig Casey and Ben Healy as 19, Crowley and Frisch in the midfield with Daly out on one wing, Keith Earls out on the other, and Mike Haley slotting in as fullback. But this is a massive occasion, an Irish derby. Who doesn't love it? Sorry, lads, New Zealand Island Sevens Kiwi lads. We're with you shortly, and stay tuned, folks. And also Charlie, Bitme, oi Charlie, says Blues Nate. It's weird to think that the kids in that video are now adults. Well, like he's very close to being adults from the Charlie Bitme meme from the original days of YouTube, but now it's going to be kicked off by Leinster to get us underway for the second URC semi-final. We already know that it's going to be the Stormers in the final. Question is, who will they go head-to-head with? Nice work from Munster, passing it across to the left-hand side. Peter O'Mani getting his hands on the ball for the first time today. Now, it wasn't taken back, so they are able to kick this one into touch, but instead, looks like Munster willing to try and run this one out. And also puts liniment on neck, says Nazi. Hopefully your walk does go all right for yourself. Craig Casey now. It's like this time he is going to be putting this kick down. He's famous kid now, oi Charlie. Says Nate. Ball's kicked high by Casey. Waiting for this one to drift down. Didn't look like any of the Leinster players were really committed to it, but in the end it was O'Brien who was able to clean it up. That is Tommy. Nice run. And number 6 from Max Deegan, 40 metres out, Leinster on attack. They'll be looking to play this game at a fast tempo. Oh, that looks like a bad injury here. Will Connors does not look flash. That was actually the referee, both hands up with the whistle. So I think he has taken a heavy head knock here and might have got knocked unconscious for the start of this one. Just trying to work out exactly what it was that caused him to get knocked out under that breakdown. I think it might have just been the way that he hit his head. And let's go Munster, as my name is Jeff. I know that Munster have got, I would say, a few million extra supporters today than they normally would have, because all of the Stormer supporters have decided they want to see Munster win this game. Oh, yeah, took it on the chin. And actually, yeah, he was knocked out straight away. Unfortunately, I think it was actually Barron's hand. Yeah, he was knocked out there. Barron hit him right on the chin, glass jaw in that case, because that didn't look like it connected too badly, but it just kind of knocked him downwards. I think that was all it took. Oh, it is going to be a penalty because it was high, so Leinster will have the first penalty of this contest, I should mention. First, of course, they will want to make sure that they go through all the precautions to make sure this man is all right. Also, we have got their Munster, says Blues Nate there. Oh, we all go like this. We'll go like this as well. And we are all sorted. There we go. A Munster from Blues Nate. And is it a card? By the sounds of it, it's not going to be a card. It is just going to be the penalty for the high shot. That seems to be what they're going with at this point. But it looks like they're already going to have to make the sub, which is Josh van den Vlare, which, I mean, he's not a bad player to have coming off the bench, but he's certainly not a player that they wanted to have to use within a couple minutes of this game starting. They would have liked to use him maybe about 20 minutes at the end and then have him ready to go for that game next week in the Champions Cup final up against La Rochelle, but that doesn't seem like it is going to be the case for them here. Instead, he's going to have to put in a massive shift for Leinster. Currently 1 minute in, they will just be getting him off the field. Unfortunately for him, only just got on there, Will Connors. Big opportunity for him to start this match at number 7. Now it looks like they will be putting him on the stretcher rather than picking him up and seeing if he can walk. They've decided that that is the better way of doing it. Now we've got Van den Flair just eagerly awaiting. I thought he would have been doing, now he's doing a few more stretches. I was going to say, I think he would need to be a little bit more warmed up as he makes his way out there. Munster, please take the win, says Jan Lucy. A lot of people want to see Munster win. Reason being, South Africa would have the home final. Whereas if Leinster win this, it does mean that the Stormers have to head up north to the Aviva. I've already been told on that last live stream, even though the Stormers won that game up against Connacht, I was told if the Stormers go to Ireland, they're losing the URC, which seemed quite harsh being so early on with the fact that the game had not taken place yet. But yeah, that was the call. A lot of people were saying they haven't been the best travelling side, the Stormers, but I feel like in the final, it could be a completely different story. If they play well, Mani Lebok, I felt he had a good game. Diamani was fantastic at 7 for the Stormers as well. Just showing Ryan up there also. Jameson, Gibson Park, all of these Leinster players being rested for their game just around the corner that they will be playing up against La Rochelle, like I mentioned. But if anyone is wondering how we got to the quarterfinal stages, Leinster, they were victorious over the Sharks, winning that game 35 points to 5 in the end. And then Munster, they were victorious over Glasgow, 14 points to 5. Right, they have got the man onto the caddy, so they will be taking him off the field. Josh Van den Flair will be making his way out there. But Connacht just played the Stormers. It was quite a high-scoring game between the two sides. But in the end, Stormers winning at 43 points to 25. And true there, Hamish, Munster for the wins. Says Nate there, and come on, Leinster. Says Karma Peach. 1 minute into the game, everyone giving him a round of applause as he makes his way off the field. Will Connors, like I mentioned, not the way that he would have liked to start this matchup, but I do hope he is going to be all right. I see Jack O'Donoghue there for Munster coming off the bench. So they are saying high tackle, but it is a penalty only, and it does look like Leinster will be opting for the 3 points here, the early stages. Normally semi-final rugby, finals rugby in general, do often look for those points any chance that you get. It's exactly what Leinster are going to be doing in the form of Harry Byrne. He's got the kicking tee today. First one maybe about 37 metres out. Now the scoreboard does say 5 minutes. We are actually only at 1.5 minutes at this point. It's just because they haven't allowed for that injury time. The crowd goes silent at the Aviva. Very silent. Hear a pin drop. Harry Byrne strikes it well. The kick does go over, and that will now give Leinster the early lead, 3 points to 0 over the Munstermen. And also, I go for the underdogs here. There's Spider Mech. Munster, they will be able to kick this one off. I should mention that there are still 7s going on at the same time as this. What we might be able to do, like we did a little bit earlier on, and that is have the updates of the 7s going alongside this. We will try and give you many updates as we can as it goes on, but it's going to be kicked along by Munster. Nicely taken by McGrath inside of the 22. Jack Conan takes the contact. Looks like Leinster will be rolling this back, and McGrath has opted to take the kick himself. Does get it high. Decent distance on it, goes down to the halfway line. Nicely taken, though, by Mike Haley. Look to run it back. Already see that bright red headgear of Josh Van den Flair. You know that he's going to be busy in this game. Even if he was expecting a shorter game, now that he's been told you're playing 79 minutes, he's going to fire up, I would think. Play pretty decently for the Leinster side. Now Craig Casey. Back across now, short ball to Archer. Goes to Tyke Byrne. Josh Van den Flair over the ball, wins the penalty for Leinster. He's only been on the field 2 minutes and already showing the class of the man. And never mind the 7s. And also there's Russian teenage ladies comp on too, says Eric there. Is there? I mean, I know that the Premiership Rugby was taking place. Saracens taking on La Rochelle, or sorry, not La Rochelle, they were taking on Northampton, and Saracens were victorious, 38 points to 15. So that now means that they will be making their way through to Gallagher Premiership Final. 4 minutes through this contest at the moment. Leinster have got themselves that early 3-point lead. The line out coming in now for Ronan Kelleher. Obviously thrown in, taken by Max Deegan. Van den Fleur goes off the back of the rolling maul. Piercing run there. Going to burn, skip pass. Our wide now is going to be the youngster Tommy O'Brien. There's actually two O'Briens on the field here. But Leinster, one at fullback, one on the wing. This ball up now. Leinster 40 metres out from Munster's line. Burn going back across again. Charlie Ngatai. A fantastic game a couple of weeks ago up against Toulouse, like I mentioned. We'll be looking for some more success. And this matchup now, it's going to be Tommy O'Brien again. A little bit of the stutter step. Munster over the ball this time. And it will be the penalty one by, I believe it was Baron who got over that one. Might have hurt himself in the process, but he's done enough to get his side the penalty. Tommy O'Brien, it was a good low tackle made on him by Daly, and then just got out of there, and Barron over the ball. Was not letting it go when he got to that point. I believe the only clean out that was coming in there was actually from, I think it was only from Luke McGrath, which is not what Leinster would have been wanting, probably wanting one or two other bigger players lurking around that area as well. But just come on, Leinster, says Spider Mick. There we go. Back onto the right tab. I have so many tabs open at the moment, I get lost amongst them. Baron. Line out thrown now for Munster. Going to the front. Nicely taken by Jean Klein. He looked to rolling maul. Michael Alatoa being told to stay now. He is told to get out of there. Advantage two-side entry, so that will be up against Ronan Kelleher. Now Munster with the set play. Big shot coming in on Daly. Now Haley. Ely, in fact, it was. Ended up with the ball. Craig Casey goes off to the right-hand side. Quick hands attempted there. Nicely stolen by Leinster. And they'll go back for the original penalty, which I feel Munster may consider taking the 3 points as well. Great take, though, from Jean Klein at line-out time. I'm just looking there. Keller, where does he join? Yeah, straight in front of the referee as well, not hiding that one. UK Army versus Navy on, both men and ladies. International, England versus Wales. Is Eric? So, yeah, plenty of sport and action, rugby on all throughout the weekend. Like, at this stage, I believe we're up to about our 12th hour of commentary, somewhere around there. We haven't had too many breaks in between live streams today, and we will be going through to around that 6:30 mark, then heading to bed, waking up about 6 hours later, and we've got a big day planned, including some filming, and then we are going to be doing the sevens all throughout the next night. Penalties conceded at the moment, 3 against Munster, 1 against Leinster. Baron now with another line-out throw, nicely taken by Peter O'Mahony. I mentioned that Munster opted to go for the corner rather than going for the 3, maybe knowing that Leinster are a side that can score a lot of points in a hurry. They need every try that they can get. Now, nice run here. The midfield, I believe it was the inside centre. Now short ball off to Tyke Byrne. Casey cycles quickly. Klein ends up with it. Good tackle made. Casey again goes off now. It's a nice run from Hornickba over the ball. No, lost his feet there. He does have to release it. Great Casey calling the men over to the right. Luckman driven backwards by Josh Van der Flair, forcing the knock on as well. That man has had a super sub entrance into this contest, and the massive kick downfield from Leinster. Now cleaned up by Daly, who will run it back straight into the Leinster locking duo. 48 metres out from Leinster's line. Craig Casey goes back. It looks like they are going for the kick up high here, the up and under. Being lined up nicely, taken by Jimmy O'Brien. fullback for Leinster for this contest. Believe that they will be back to having Hugo Keenan for the next match, and pardon, and I'll love to all, says Nazi Williams. Now it's kicked in behind, loose, awkward bouncing ball. Haley has to take just that little bit longer to be able to regather it. Now looking to run back at this back at this Leinster defence. The halfway line, Casey goes off to the left-hand side. Gavin Coombs, his first carry of the contest. Peter O'Mahony now. Smashed backwards. Leinster playing a physical game early, not allowing those forwards to make those extra few metres, which does force that pressure onto Munster. Oh, nice line break almost coming through for Ben Healy, but back on the ball, and the penalty goes the way of Munster. Jack Conan on his hands before getting back onto the ball, and does end up giving away the penalty. Now Munster once again have got the decision. Do they want the 3 or do they want to go for the corner here? They look like they are this time taking on the 3 points. Be the right decision at the end of the day. You just want to make sure you have those points on for a final. Not the easiest kick though, about 45 metres out. He will have to strike it relatively well. He had a good almost break through the line there, but it was a great tackle made by Jack Conan. He just unfortunately put the hands down too early. Gave away the penalty in the process. Now 10 minutes gone in this contest. It's flying by at the moment between these two sides. First kick of the match. Ben Healy is going to be 43 metres out. All right, guys. Way home from the Stormers game. What a win for us. Now praying for a Munster win, says Dion. Yeah, I did say it at the start of the stream. Munster all of a sudden have about a couple million extra fans going for them in this contest. They've got the weight of South Africa on their shoulders. Whether or not that will cause too much pressure, have to wait and see. Now lining up this kick, Healy got plenty of distance on it. It's gone over. And the score becomes 3-3 between these two sides. Yeah, no, he's going to miss, says Spider-Mick. And well, Healy gets plenty of distance on his boot. Strikes it nicely. Get it over. 11 minutes. Can't split these two sides. That's the thing. Van der Flair, I think, is going to be a massive game changer to have out there on the field for Leinster. Already having 2 big moments in this contest, forcing a knock-on or slap back by Leinster, and now they are back in possession. That was actually number 4, Ryan Beard, able to get onto that one. Loose ball from Leinster. No one was ready for that one, but Max Deegan picks it up nicely. Now having a bit of a crack. The big blindside flanker. McGrath goes off to the short side. Bit of a spin there from Dave Carney, who has mentioned that he's thinking about hanging up the boots very soon after this Leinster season. Now going to the right. Short ball from Byrne. And using the locks. And also we have got there. What a fluke, says Spider-Mick there. Now McGrath to the left. Robbie Henshaw looking to pierce the line. Max Deegan. Big shot on him by Keith Earls of all people. I thought when I saw the 4 on the back it was a lock, but instead, no, it was Earls who was getting involved. Josh Van den Flower, good carry. It up well. That was... How did Michael Alalatoa get away with joining that breakdown from Munster's side? Probably got very lucky there that no one saw it. Now, Dave Carney, another carry there. Off the ball, advantage does go the way of Leinster, and that will be going back for the penalty. Double blow of the whistle here. Right. Okay. So Tyke Byrne has had the warning there from the referee. Pretty much said, Tyke, they were under advantage. Then you played the 9. Be very careful. I'll be watching you. Now Leinster, they've decided it's their turn to kick for the corner rather than going for the 3 points, even though it probably would have been in the kicking distance of Harry Byrne. A brilliant tackle, though, from Keith Earls. It's all about body position sometimes. If there's a man bigger than you, you get in low and then also drive up through it, then you can take him down to the ground. Now the ball is thrown in. Yeah, the crowd trying to get behind Leinster, trying to get them towards the try line with this rolling maul. Now McGrath. Off to the left-hand side. Charlie Nartai to Byrne with a nice skip pass to Jimmy O'Brien. Now another step from Carney. Managed to carve through about 4 of the Munster defenders. Keith Earls, the man in the end who was able to take him down. Jenkins, another carry. Gara goes off to Michael Aratoa. So down next, Crusaders prop. Play now for Leinster. O'Brien bounces out of one tackle, but he's 7 metres out from the line now for Leinster. Close to the line, but they're driven into touch by Munster. Brilliant work there. Oh, he almost slammed that ball down onto the Leinster player's head there. Great work, though, getting into that rolling maul. Nice and early Leinster, but they weren't able to creep forward. That was all down to that Munster 4-pack. Able to stop it. And then a great run from Dave Carney, but in the end, not quite able to capitalise. They decided to go to the short side, where they then ran out of space. They'd have a man forced into touch. It is still going to be a Munster line out, only a few metres out from their own line. Referee has taken no trash from the players in this game, that is for sure. He's already given about 4 warnings out, and we are only 14 minutes into the game. Line out for Baron. Going to be an easy one to get right. If they do get it wrong, then all of a sudden they have got themselves another attacking chance. I'm sure Keith Earls is older than me, and that's saying something. There's Flesh in there. He's still a great player, though, isn't he? He seems to be turning back the years. Remember, he had a pretty decent run on the New Zealand tour for Ireland. Even if it was just playing, I think he was playing for Ireland A, then he got promoted, didn't he? Or something along those lines due to injury. I think he ended up playing about 2 games across a week at one point. That was a big yawn. That was actually one of the first of the night, I think. He's great. There's Flesh in there. He looked pretty strong in that tackle that he made on Max D and went low around the ankles. Drove upwards. Right, Baron now, 5-metre line out. And as he said, he's thinking this has to be straight. He hesitated, but he managed to get it into Tyke Byrne now off to Gavin Coombs. Tackled by Josh Van den Fleur, 2 men who are fighting for a spot in that Irish loose forward trio. The World Cup. I know that Van den Fleur pretty much has already secured his spot. It's a question of whether Coombs is going to be there with him. Good clearing kick from Craig Casey. No quick throw taken there from Leinster. They decide to instead wait. Get structured before going for that line out. Very good kick downfield, though, from Craig Casey. A good exit, 40 metres out now, Leinster. Not straight throw. Which means now Munster will have themselves the scrum option 40 metres out from their own line. Tried to take it quickly there, and unfortunately for Kelleher, just ended up drifting away to the side. Now, I will mention the replacement that they've got is John McKee. So the other front row replacements, Thomas Clarkson and Kian Healy for Munster. Sorry, for Leinster. Another scrum feed now. Munster's feed with Craig Casey. The pack weight's 908 kgs in favour of the home side. 890 kgs for Munster. I'm just taking a little bit of time to get set. Is this the first scrum of the day? After 15 minutes, I think. Oh, no, we had one, the 5 metres out scrum, didn't we? From Leinster's line. But other than that, there haven't really been too many scrums that have taken place, if they even got to the point of using a scrum in that one. That was a bit of an early push from Leinster. Now they are going to be holding solid. Munster, ball available at the back. Healy now goes on the outside. Fish goes across to Haley. Thought about offloading the ball away. Henshaw tries to counter-ruck. Casey across to Luckman, the big loose head prop. Casey again goes back to Healy, and he will go for the kick in behind. Looking for the 50-22 option. But that's nicely taken by Jimmy O'Brien, who's covered a lot of turf. End up out on that side. Henshaw will be playing halfback by the looks of it. On off to Michael Alalatoa, was first receiver, tackled by Tyke Byrne. Leinster, they will know that Munster are a side that will hang around for a pretty long time if you let them. They've got to try and get those early points on the board without rushing it. Just going through the hands, finding those eventual gaps that will open up. Charlie Ngatai. He's just holding that ball in there, was the comment there from one of the players. I think it was the Leinster player. Gavin Coombs also questioned for being offside there by the locals. Now after the right-hand side, Byrne goes across to Henshaw, now passing quickly. O'Brien goes to O'Brien, and that is not a glitch in the commentary. That is exactly what's happened. 15 has received the ball now. Now Henshaw passes across here. Harry Byrne starting to warm up here now. Leinster by the looks of it in terms of that ruck speed and also getting that crisp passing going. Good ball to Jack Conan. Tackled by Gavin Coombs. Assisted by Healy. Now Harry Byrne had a bit of a crack. O'Mahony loses his footing, and it's going to be the knock-on advantage in favour of Munster. What's going to be available at the back? Knock-on advantage to try to hold the man in, but it will just remain as the knock-on. Kick downfield advantage over. It's a beautiful spiral kick downfield from Healy. Now Leinster waiting for it to sit up. Looks like Jimmy O'Brien looking for the 50-22, and he might have got the angle just slightly off, just a bit too far infield. Now another kick downfield. This time it's from Haley. Jimmy O'Brien returns fire. Goes over the head almost of Daly. These names all rhyme. Now it's going to be kicked downfield. That one doesn't find touch. Nicely taken by O'Brien. He ruined it. Now kick downfield by him. And just stays in the field of play. Haley has to claim it again. Goes for a kick back. It's a game of force back like you play in the park or on the school field. Kicked him on by McGrath. Went for the slightly different kicking attempt and does get it into touch. Decided that rather than having too many more kicks, we better get that ball into touch and have a little bit of a break. What he decided there. Like this. Go like this. Well, there we go. 15, or in fact, 18 minutes into the contest now. Very even seesaw. I have to say that we knew Leinster were going to come out firing, but we knew Munster would do relatively well to be able to keep close. And also, it's me again. Please say my name. So, hello, Aro. Hope you are doing all right. Possession at the moment, 57% in favour of Leinster back home with friends and family. They're so drunk from celebrating the Stormers' win. Time for me to catch up with them. Says Dion. Going to be kicked in behind. Oh, nicely taken by Tommy O'Brien. That would have hurt the leg quite drastically, I think, the way that he was swatted in the air. He's a little bit slower getting up to his feet. Now McGrath puts the ball up high, waiting for this one to awkwardly swirl down. Slapped back by Peter O'Mahony. Great pick up there from Leinster. And the number 4 pins his ears back, breaks the line. What a try. Ryan Beard gets over the line. He did a stutter step. And he's a lock. He kind of did a little bit of a shimmy. Went, am I going that way? Oh, yeah, I am. He took off. And Ryan Beard scores the try. Come on, Munster. There's Grant. That was probably bad timing. Grant, just a little bit. Still got a good chance. Yeah, Peter O'Mahony swats it back, and then it's picked up by Ryan Beard. And there we go. The little step gets going. And wasn't going to be stopped from there. Try for Leinster. Fiddlesticks. Here's Grant. Just checking this one to see if there's a knock-on from Tommy O'Brien. My first initial reaction was it might have been, but I think they looked at it closely and said no. And although they're zooming in. Oh, it's a knock-on from Tommy O'Brien. That is going to be a no try. That's a shame because that was a great stutter step there from the big man. And yeah, Munster to travel to Cape Town. There's Winston there. Okay, I think this one's going to become a disallowed try. So you might be all right, Grant. And knock on, says Aro. Are they going to make the decision here? Yeah, I think it clips their hand. Huzzah. Ryan Beard, very athletic. Yes, certainly. He's got plenty of pace when he's in open space. We've just seen how well he's done. And just stop TMO. I think it catches the right hand there. The right hand, just a fingertip, maybe. It's only from certain angles that it looks that way. But I think this is going to be a no try. Just the finger. I think it was the middle finger. Just a little bit. But like they're saying, big sigh of relief being breathed by Munster. And luckily, Mike Adamson is staying far away from this game. Says Grant. That is true. Definitely goes forward off the blue hand. And it's going to go back for the knock on. Leinster, they'll be disappointed with that one. Almost the chance. I mean, he puts his hand up there, Tommy O'Brien, but I mean, it was just a game of inches there for him, but it was a brilliant run from Ryan Beard. I think Leinster, they were a little bit disappointed about that one. Munster, they were fired up, celebrating that one. That guy was doing the wanking off symbol to his friend. I'm in favour of Leinster winning. There's Alfie. Okay, referee just asking about a little bit more space in the scrum this time. She'll mention that there are other games taking place in the sevens as we currently speak. Quite a few, to be exact. In the men's sevens, there's been the women's sevens. We will concentrate more on the men's just for now. Next game that is taking place is going to be kicking off in 5 minutes' time between Argentina and South Africa. So we will keep you guys posted on what happens throughout that game as well. But the ball goes in for Craig Casey. Getting it in nicely. And now the big push there. The advantage goes the way of Munster. They're going off to the right-hand side. Now put it in behind. Healy looking to find the gap. Finds the offer up to Craig Casey, but he's dropped the ball and they'll go right back to the original advantage. What a scrum, says Alro. Doing well there, but Craig Casey thought he was away there. And then, unfortunately for him, Josh Van den Flair was lurking, ready to stop him. He was smiling, and then all of a sudden the ball just got knocked out. And he would have known straight away it was Van den Flair who got onto him. He just seems to be absolutely everywhere. The penalty about 48 metres out. Mike Keeley on the angle would have the distance, but I believe this time they will be looking to kick this one for the corner. Keep that pressure on Leinster. I mentioned last year we did see Leinster. They were actually through to the semi-finals of the URC. They were knocked out by the Bulls. And they also made it through to the Champions Cup where they did lose. So they weren't on the best run last year. And that was after having so many successful wins throughout the regular season. What a throw-in. Says Alro there as well. Right, Baron whispered something in his ear by Luckman. Now Baron throws, no, it's going to be slapped down by Leinster, so that will be a knock-on, I believe. No, it is going to be the advantage in favour of Munster. Now Peter O'Mahony, 22 metres out now. Craig Casey, short ball to Burn. Did pick that ball up quite nicely. Casey again going off to the side. There's some big hits coming in from these Leinster forwards. Trying to keep that defensive line solid. Big shot low from Carney. South Africa win for sure. There's Jacobus, and how long the ref used the advantage. It was a pretty long one in that case. Who do you think wins, South Africa or Argentina? I think off what we've seen so far, Argentina are in some fantastic form. But, you know, the blitz box, at times they show moments of brilliance. So I think it's going to be close, but I think maybe South Africa sneak it in the end. Only by about 5 points, though. Nice pass off to Gavin Coombs. Looked for the offload. Didn't quite work out. Did hit the ground. Now Luckman dragged down. A little bit of a counter ruck there from Jack Conan. Couldn't quite reach out far enough to get his hands on the ball. Now Keith Earls hits it up. Robbie Henshaw tries to hold him. Comes the tackle, and they do have to release. Morning, Hamish. Brother, going Leinster by 7. Says BDV. So welcome in once again, mate. Hope you are doing very well. Short ball there to Daly. Finds the offload, and he's been busted open there, Daly, by the looks of it. Luckman now dragged down. Advantage taken off the ball is the penalty there. So it'll be a nice, easy 3 if Munster want it. So they might as well throw everything at it, definitely with how long their last advantage was. Right. This time now they will be going back. And my nephew playing for Leinster, come on. Says Karma Pitch, who's your nephew? Karma? Can you let me know? 23 minutes in. Now Munster, yeah. Daly got cut open. I think it was on his forehead, unfortunately for him. I should mention there's a huge amount of sport on today. We've got Super Rugby later on today, which I don't think we will be covering, but we will be doing the sevens on the channel later on, which is the evening games here in New Zealand, or the morning games for you guys who are in South Africa and Ireland. And alongside that, we will also be maybe doing a Gallagher Premiership game. If Leinster beat Munster, Storm is going to have a tough time beating Leinster at home, says Birdie V. That is very true. That is why all of the Stormers supporters are wanting Munster to win. And Munster to win by 5, says Jacobus. There as well. Now they are still trying to stop that bleeding out of the head of Shane Daly. And the Blitzboks have a huge game to play. Can you imagine Argentina 50-0 against England, says Alfie? Yeah, it was a brilliant performance from the Argentines up against Team GB. And we expected that game to be kind of close, and it just didn't really live up to it. Unfortunately, yeah, he's got a huge amount of Vaseline on the head. They might have to try and tape that one up later on, put a couple staples in it after the game. And the Stormers teach Connor a tough lesson. Says, but I don't know about a tough lesson. I mean, the Stormers, I thought, struggled at times throughout that game. I think Connor just showed if Munster do end up winning this game and going to South Africa, all you've got to do is keep it close up against the Stormers, and their discipline and their handling errors might let them down. Like, we saw a huge amount of penalties against them in that game, which I think was quite surprising. Right, they are going to be taking on the 3 here from Munster. 23 minutes through this matchup. This would make the score 6 points to 3. Yeah, the Blitzboks have to beat Argentina, says Birdie V. This would be for the lead for the first time in this contest. And Munster beat the Stormers with 13 men. Not as certain. And South Africa, says Michael. Yeah, like Munster, they're becoming a very good side round finals times by the looks of it. That one is going over. They will now have the lead, 6 points to 3. And also Connacht were really up to it. I thought so. And I thought it was a great performance from Connacht to be able to, I guess, hang in there with a Stormers side that looked so aggressive at times throughout the contest. Like, they were just able to hang with them, stay about 10 points behind. And then right at the end, it kind of looked like there was a half a chance Connacht to get in, and then those last 4 or so minutes happened and the Stormers secured it themselves, which I think made the scoreboard look a lot better for the Stormers compared to what it did originally. Now that ball available for Munster just inside of their 22, they call it as taken back. Oh no, inside. So they will be able to kick this one out. That is exactly what Healy had the option to do, but instead he kicks it down the middle of the field. Decides to instead return fire and give Leinster the ball back. Now another kick of mine. That looks like he's got a little bit too much on that one. Though we'll pull up just inside of the in-goal area. Now Healy thought about running. Great low tackle made on him by Harry Byrne. Now Haley kicks it for the touchline. Nicely taken by the youngster O'Brien. Missed tackle there from Haley at 15. Now McGrath going off the left-hand side. Here come Leinster with the quick hands. Byrne shut down early by Gavin Coons, who has been doing the rush defence throughout this matchup. And also we have got there, Hamish, can you do 1 minute commentary in Afrikaans? Just asking. No, I cannot. Unfortunately, I haven't got quite the Afrikaans on lock yet. I could do a South African accent, but I think that would offend more people than it would help. Unless it's fitness, we'll tell on the end, says Karma Peach. And well, Canada beat Australia 12 points to 10. Yeah. Been quite a few upsets so far throughout this sevens competition. We've seen Fiji and Samoa both get knocked out earlier than the big shot coming in there on Michael Alatoa. But yeah, getting knocked out for the quarterfinals. That is going to be a knock on now. Kicked him on. That looked a bit high from Leinster, but now it is going to be Munster who have got themselves the scrum feed. You hear the booing at the moment from the crowd. Daly is still bleeding. That pass was a bit rough from Harry Byrne, just a little bit too high for Ryan Baird to be able to take. Both sides certainly being physical, though, throughout this first 26 minutes. There's going to be some very tired forwards in the near future. It could come down to whichever side has the better fitness. Maybe the victors in this one. Got to be penalised, they say. 14 minutes remaining in the first half. Just a huddle here. Leinster, they are just showing. Well, Healy was hesitant and he got nailed in the low tackle by Harry Byrne. Luckily for him, though, he did still have that teammate option of giving it to Haley for the offload. Space again, you're not waiting for my call. Comment from the referee there. 5 penalties conceded, 4 against Leinster, 1 scrum penalty, whereas Munster have conceded 3 penalties. They have not had one at scrum time. That's an early push again from Leinster, so that is going to be a free kick in Munster's favour. I believe that they will go down again for a Munster scrum. Or do they? Looks like the forwards are ready for a scrum. Yep, they are going to go scrum again here. Munster uses up a little bit more time as well. This gives the forwards a bit of a rest. The scrum is interesting because I feel like Leinster on paper should be the strongest scrum, but I think Munster so far in game have actually proven to be the stronger of the two. Michael Milne, he does seem to struggle a bit at scrum time. I'll be honest, he seemed to be giving away quite a few penalties last time. I was like, that's a big push from Leinster. Could have gone either way with that advantage, but instead, that's just going to be play on. Skip pass now out wide to Keith Earls, who kicks it in behind, sees a bit of open space, but nicely taken there by Jimmy O'Brien. Now has to kick it back down the field. He's left a gap at the back. Does Healy decide to take it on? He certainly does. There's still an injury and back play here for Leinster as well. So Munster, they are currently playing with 14 men on the field. Kicked him behind. That is a huge amount of space now. Running across, well covered. Looking for the touchline now. Keeps the ball in the field of play, and it is a fantastic clearing kick from the position on the park that he was on. Now, good low tackle made on Healy. Again, every time he tries to run it, they just nail him around the bootlaces. Peter O'Mahony inside ball off to Stephen Archer. Oh, that's a knock. Yeah, he's not looking too flash at the moment. I think Ryan Beard was on his back. No, he's actually still up. A nice run down the wing here from the number 1. Is that Jeremy Loughman? He might have had to actually put on some headgear as well due to another cut. I think another try is coming. There's Layla. Might not be too far away at all. You've got the same picture as Alro, Layla. Fun fact. Unless maybe change your name. Possibly. Oh, loose ball. All they needed. Oh, advantage. 9 off-feet tackle. A bit unlucky because he fell over and then made the tackle. So I would have thought that that would be all right. Now Munster will be able to add another 3 points on if they do decide to. But first of all, they'll have another wee crack at this Leinster defence. I was like, come on, Munster, you're still in the game. Says Dion. Now nice pass on the outside. Down the wing, Keith Earls gets the ball in the field of play. That will be the knock-on. So they will go back for the original penalty in favour of Munster. Off feet, making the tackle there against McGrath. So pretty much what happened there is he missed the tackle. Then he tried to make the tackle from the ground and was penalised for that. Can I see it here? Yeah, so he dove for the ball and made the tackle, but do it from his back. I think they have in the chat there. What's your opinion on the World Cup referees? Some are good, some are not good. It's going to be a bit of a 50-50 of what we get to see. Oh, they're going for the corner here, Munster. Come on, Munster, the Cape Storm. Awaiting you in the final, says Michael. Also, we have got there almost out. Here's Layla. I think it's interesting and kind of funny in a way, though. Now, every Stormers supporter at the moment is going for Munster just to want to destroy them next week if they do end up winning. So it's kind of like a love-hate relationship, isn't it? You'd love to see Munster win so that you can try and smash them next week. And where do you live? In which country? I am in New Zealand. So it is currently 5:13 a.m. New Zealand time. Quite a late night for us here in Kiwi land. Now, nice rolling maul here working out quite well. Balron just slowly creeping forward. I think Max Deegan might have gotten his hand through, and he's popped that ball out on the side of Leinster. Now pass on the outside. Carney gets a big boot downfield. Nicely done by the Leinster boys. Now Healy, bit of a juggle there at the back. Another great. Healy's legs like magnets. Everyone seems to stick to them. There's almost a turnover. Gone to Munster with their hands being down. And some of the refs are bad. Ben O'Keefe Angus, Irish referee. There's Ezra. Wow. There's Leyland. Argentina 7-0 against the Blitzboks at half time. There's Birdie V. You're a tough side, Los Pumas. Do keep us updated, Birdie. I was going to have it on the other screen, but the coverage decided to cut out. All afraid of a Leinster, says Karma Peach. Well, that's the thing. I've heard directly from a Stormers supporter's mouth. If Leinster win this game, the Stormers have lost the URC. That is the exact words that they said. So that shows how confident they are in the Stormers on the road. I'd like to think, though, that they would have a little bit more confidence in their side up against a side like Leinster. At the end of the day, to be the best, you got to beat the best. Some people feel that the Stormers and Leinster were two of the better sides. URC, and let's go. Stormers will win the final if it's against Munster, but if we play Leinster, it will be one hell of a game, says Piet there. And how long you been streaming in your life? We have been streaming since about 2020, I believe, so almost 3 years worth of streaming. Oh, now Healy, he didn't like that. Someone was spraying water in there. He's going, come on, let me spray it with the water. It might have not been water. It might have been like some sort of rubbing alcohol or something. Try and stop it from being infected. Yako's bad. Wouldn't spell his name because he's terrible. Says Ezra. Looks like Rory Scannell now out onto the park. On there for number 22. And Yaka Piper are bad. Says Birdie V. Oh, yeah, that's an ugly cut. That was right along there. From there to about back there. From how the weather there in Kiwiland, getting cold in South Africa, but I don't think it's even close to your level of cold still. I have to wear 2 pairs of shorts, says Sakabola. So at the moment here in New Zealand, I would say we're probably sitting about maybe 3 degrees Celsius, which makes no sense. The fact that I have got shorts on, even in this weather, but I've got socks on at least, so I haven't gone bare feet for a 3-degree temp. Nice, I'm a big fan, says Layla there. 8 minutes remaining, Munster still in the lead by 3 points. Now Baron with the line-out throw here again for Munster, nicely taken by Jean Klein at the front. Thought about the rolling ball, but instead will have a breakaway at the back for Hodnett. Moving up to 20 metres out. My money is on the Stormers to win the final, home or away, says Dion. Big shot coming in there from Jack Conan. Off to the left, Josh Van den Flair makes the tackle, is told no. Doesn't go into that breakdown well. Phase 11, says Layla. I think you're a little bit ahead of myself at the moment. We are at 6 phases for me. Now ball goes back again. Craig Casey goes across the Baron. Also, Super Rugby is bored nowadays, now that South Africa team's not participating there anymore, says Clive. I had good fun watching Super Rugby this weekend. Well, we had a couple good games. Chiefs versus Reds, I think, was probably one of the better games of the weekend. Now that's going to be a loose ball. Harry Byrne tries to jump on. I believe it was a knock-on majorly. Yes, it was. And now it is going to be another scrum feed for Munster. But I think it's always been the case of, because I cover South African games as well, I don't really notice the difference with them not being in the Super Rugby comp because I just get used to watching them in the URC. Oh, there might be saying deliberate knockdown there from McGrath. Might end up being a yellow card. What colours are your players' shirts? My players' shirts, local team down here have red, white, and blue, I think. Or kind of like a light blue. Maybe, if that's the question. It gets very cold in New Zealand. During 1,000 years long, New Zealand was an ice glacier. Also, we have got there, not really. Super Rugby still rocking, says Nate. And the Sharks and the Bulls should come back in Super Rugby, says Ezra. Although if you're only going to take a couple teams, I feel like it would be weird to just take a couple, just because they'll still want to crack at the Champions Cup, of course. Deliberate knock on. Penalty goes the way of Munster, and they will once again kick this one to the corner. And no one's on the match. So you're asking me whether or not I'm going for Leinster or Munster, I assume, in that scenario. I mean, I'm not sure. Because if Munster win, like it's been mentioned many times, the Stormers get the home final. But then if Leinster win, the Stormers, if they win, it becomes so much more sufficient or so much more special. Nicely taken by Peter O'Money. Now off to Gavin Coombs on the back. And they've been within 5 metres multiple times here, Munster, but they are yet to cross the try line. Here comes Tyburn. The ball stripped again by Leinster. Now Jack Kona running it out for them as well, moving up to 22 metres out from the line. Fantastic run from Jack Kona. Do you spider? Whereabouts in New Zealand do you live? I am in South Canterbury. How good was the Reds? Well, it was a very good game. Like, even though the Chiefs lost that one, it was still a very entertaining matchup to watch. And Bonnie Nuit, Hamish? Oh, Boa Noite? No, that's not Boa Noite. I know Boa Noite is good night in Spanish. That is not what that is, I don't think. And also, winter here in New Zealand is good for swimming. I always go for a dip after work, no ball. Says Spider Mac. Nice ball off to Luckman. Echo release. Casey, it's dropped by Keith Earls. Now, that is something they cannot afford to have here. I'm going to go with the knock-on, says the ref. What colour? Munster shirt, because I think my match is on 36 minutes. They are wearing red. Oh, this match, no, you, Hamish, Spider-Man, whatever. Oh, Spider-Meek. Also, whereas the final, Munster get the win, they will end up getting to South Africa for Cape Town Stadium to be the final. Currently, this is a low-scoring half of rugby. It's similar to what we saw for the Crusaders versus the Blues in Super Rugby. It was 10 points to 3 at halftime. This game's starting to head a little bit in a similar direction. Neither side willing to concede. Also, French says Karma PTM. French is a bit shocking. Don't know a huge amount of the French. Bonjour. That's about it, to be honest. Now, Leinster, another chance. I'm just quickly checking the odds for this one to see exactly. Oh, free kick to Leinster. Do they go quickly here or do they keep going? Right, Leinster are still $1.62 favourites over Munster, who are paying $2.25. The overall odds for anyone curious. So even though they are down by 3, they are still considered as the side that will end up winning in the end. Now we'll go to the final, Munster. Here's Padraig. It's going to be kicked up high. Underneath, a great take from Haley at number 15. So Craig Casey once again will be rolling this ball back. It's up the box kick. 3 points difference between the two sides. Munster will be disappointed with this first half so far. They've had so many opportunities to turn it into more than a 3-point lead. And if Leinster score now, that would really be frustrating for Munster. And the quick hands certainly making it possible. Robbie Henshaw with the forward pass out to Leinster's winger now. Going to be Dave Carney. Velds gets in the breakdown, loses his footing. It looks like Haley might be injured here for Munster, which means they are theoretically playing with 14 men on the field. Now slinging it off to the right-hand side. Jimmy O'Brien goes to Charlie Nartai. Gives him no time to be able to get that one away. A little bit of a counter-ruck there. Now McGrath goes off to the left-hand side. Michael Milne, one of his first carries of the contest. Seems like Leinster is as if a light switch has just gone off. And see your game exact time. It is 37:35 at the moment. Still in the hands of Leinster. They're asking for the penalty there, Munster, but they are not going to receive it. The ball is still available at the back for McGrath. Josh Van den Flaren now having a crack around the side, holding it, makes the tackle on him. Now to the left. Another nice step. Good hands there from the big number 5, Jason Jenkins, over the line. Now the last lock. Ryan Beard had his try disallowed. This time it's going to be Jason Jenkins who scores the try and defends Munster. How's the game, Jed? Storm supporter here, says Simon Moraes. It's been very close. Munster have had many opportunities in the past 30 or so minutes to turn their 6 into more than just those 6 points, whereas Leinster now, this was one of their only real chances in the last 10 to 15 minutes. And they get over the line. Right. They're going to show the original pass. Nope, that wasn't the one. Okay, So there was a pass a little bit before that I felt was forward from Leinster. They did say play on though. And the try is scored by Jason Jenkins. Right, Hamish? I'm munching popcorn and drinking hot cinnamon coffee. Nice to relax with your commentary, says Ruth. Oh, so my time is 39:10. So yeah, you are a little bit ahead of me. So be sure not to put in too many spoilers. And the chat, Harry Byrne now 18 meters out. Like I mentioned, it'll be very hard on Munster, I would say. Because at the end of the day, they should be ahead. Munster all the way. What do you think, Hamish? There's Ruth. No, they've had a lot of chances. They've been blowing a lot of them, and now Leinster seem like they're starting to find their rhythm a little bit when they have their hands on the ball. And Yahoo, try time, baby, says Spider Mick. Yeah, good offload to Jason Jenkins. Argentina beat the Blitzboks 21 points to 12. I mean, they'll be going through to the quarterfinal or the semi-final to take on Canada, I believe. No offense to either of those sides, but Argentina Canada doesn't sound like a semi-final fixture, does it? I'm sure it's going to be an entertaining one, though. I just have a feeling it could be quite one-sided or drop ball there for Leinster, but it did go backwards. So he's all right. And now Jack Conan charging forward, tackled by Craig Casey. Again, 40 minutes later, Roof. Now let's go on Birdie, messenger of bad news. Here's Ethan. Now it's going to be kicked on a touch by Leinster. There's going to be half time at 10 points to 6. Leinster have got themselves the lead by 4. A huge amount of difference, though, between these two sides. Quite a bit of possession in favour of Munster due to that discipline of Leinster letting them down. It's like a foggy day. Yeah, Aviva, is that rain? Is that a sideways rain now falling at the ground, or is that just the fog? Do let me know, ladies and gentlemen. Anyone who is close to this game, is that rain? Or is it just the fog? Kind of looks like fog, to be honest. Doesn't look like it's raining at the ground, but it's hard to be sure. Half-time, says Layla, and of course, Roof. And also, now it's Leinster versus Munster. And also, thanks, Nate. It's been a humdinger of a day at work, so glad I call it the end win for the Stormers in Argentina versus Canada, says Birdie V. So that is one side of the draw, and the other will be New Zealand versus either France or Great Britain. Half-time in this contest, I have to say, probably not the greatest performance from either side. Now, I say that hesitantly because I feel like at the end of the day, it is a semi-final. Both sides still trying to feel each other out. My eyes look extremely bloodshot at the moment. Viva Argentina, says Ezra. Here in the chat as well. Update 7 Samish. So, Birdie has just mentioned that the Blitzboks did lose to Argentina, 21 points to 12. Yeah, we just listed 3 of the quarterfinalists. I can tell you that Australia are going to be playing off against the South Africans. That is for the 5th place semi game. Uruguay are going to be playing up against the Fijians. That will be a 9th place semi, and Samoa will be playing up against Spain. It will also be a 9th place semi-final. Jason Jenkins will return to the Bulls at the end of the season, says Alfie. Must say the ref was a bit dodgy at the end, says Berivia. Marcos Maneta or Manica for Argentine should feature in the 15-man game. See, that's the thing. If you could find a spot for him, he'd be a very handy player, I would think. But I don't know where you put him. You probably have to put him out on the wing because I don't know if he's big enough to be in too many other positions. Shane Puma's always hunting the Bok. Tough Argentina are a fantastic team. Bok will have to bounce back, says Roof. And also favourite food, says Layla. I mean, I don't mind. Most people go pizza or burger. But what did I come up with on one of the other ones? Like, I guess just a good old plate of chips, really. Nothing wrong with it overall. Or a nice bit of chicken. Just showing the highlights of the kicks. We have got a £5 super sticker from Kerr. Welcome in, Captain. One moment, we'll go like this. I've got another tab open. Is the hippo with the height. Now, we actually saw a new hippo, Kerr. It was one that we had never seen before, I almost said, but it was from Nate on one of the earlier live streams. And it was like a biomechanical one. Now we're doing all right, Kurt. The tiredness is starting to kick in a little bit. We're close to the end of the day, but we're doing good. Say that this game, very close. I still don't know which way it's going to go. But yeah, hopefully you are enjoying your time, Kurt. Now, you probably get sick of me asking this, but whereabouts are you now? Because it normally, to be honest, it doesn't stay the same each week, which I feel like is quite entertaining though, because you never know where you're going to end up. Even though we have a rough idea from where you've said you're going in the past, whereabouts are you currently in the world, Mr. Kurt? And also, what does 8572 stand for? Is it like a special number for you? Or is it something just to do with, I guess, a randomly generated number? I know George's Instagram is like Maya2068 or something like that. We've got a £10 super sticker. Kerr's upgraded himself. Yeah, there we go. Wrecked. Have they added new hippo emojis? Because I swear we've never seen that one before. Did they? I didn't send them an email, I swear. Just left ads to them on the way to Iceland. Nice. Iceland at the moment will be in summer, won't they? If I'm not wrong, but it should still have some ice. I'm not great with my geography. Well, there's only one way Leinster. All good on our side, Mr. Kerr. I hope your evening going well. It's going well, Blues. Counting down the days till home time. There's Kerr there as well. Because Iceland was the third country you were going to, was it? Amish no emoji. Says Nate, yeah, I swear we've never seen some of these hippos before. In your summertime, it's almost 24 hours a day. Like, that must be weird. Like, the fact that it's like, oh, what's the time? 3 a.m., I'll just pop outside in the sun, get a bit of a suntan going. Canes. The Hurricanes, geez, they were scoring a lot of tries throughout their contest. I predicted at the start of the game Duplessis Karefi to score. I think he was the only Hurricanes player who didn't get one in the end. Yeah, almost 100-point game. Where you get hippo, says Layla. So they are in the special emoji section. Kerr knows exactly where they are because he has been quite a generous individual in the past. And back to the hippo, are we, says Spider-Mick? It does seem that way. The hippo has become the channel mascot a little bit. Oh, Layla's got a little bit of a crocodile type thingy there, or a tortoise, I think they've actually called it there. I just showing some of the highlights from this first half. Leinster, they were doing well in the first little while, but then that pressure started getting to them. They're on my hot button, says Kurt. Are they? So you actually have like, how do you do that? You're a fancy man, Kurt. Super sticker. Oh, yeah. I see what you mean. Yeah, I swear some of these hippo ones are new. They probably aren't. The hippo is called Popo. Or, yeah, I assume that's Popo. Left the waters of his home only to submerge into a different kind of stream. There you go. A little pun involved. We got Blues Nate with one of those. How many fingers that bloke got, Nate? Looks like he's got about 7 on that hand. Munster, they have got themselves a total of 2 penalties over. No tries coming as of yet. Done. There's Nazzy Williams in there as well. Yeah, the fact that Leinster are the one side who have been able to cross the line, I think that will give them confidence heading into the second half. They may try and start very quickly, try and get themselves about a 10 to 15 point lead at the very start of this second half. Yeah. Oopsies, that's Kiwi through. I missed the button. Super sticker, £50. The transforming hippo is back. Popo's gone rogue. That sounds like a sentence about the police, doesn't it? Oosh fitty, says Nazzy Williams. You're just too generous, Kerr. Thank you very much for your generosity, and that's the best hippo. It is the best hippo emoji. I feel bad that it costs you £50 each time you want to put it in the chat, but it just looks so cool when he transforms from a chair or on a chair from Transformer-wise. Woohoo, says Nate. Munster throwing this game, the amount of opportunities they missed up. Yeah, they've been inside of the Leinster 22 many times, even inside of the Leinster 5-metre line multiple times. And please show name on the screen, says Layla. I will show your kiwi fruits for a little while, Layla, if you like, just because I'm feeling generous She did put more kiwi fruits in there as well. Here we go, Layla. Got a picture of a campfire and is that 10 kiwi fruits in a row? If I have counted correctly, there you go. Did put you up on the screen for a little bit. Yeah, I can't imagine being somewhere where there's like almost 24 hours of daylight. I'm just trying to like, because at the moment she's pitch black outside, and it's 5:30 a.m. I'd love if it was bright at the moment. I could go for like, I was going to say I could go for a run, but you all know that I'm lying when I say that. But could go for like, I could be outside filming something. I guess you deserve it, Hamish. You work hard for us, even though it's a passion for you, says Nazi Williams. And I always say it like, at the end of the day, these live streams would be nowhere near as fun without you guys in the chat. And that's why anytime someone asks, are you going to ever work for Sky or going to do any sort of professional broadcasting? I feel like the thing that makes these so special is the fact that each and every week I get to talk to you same viewers, you know? Well, I guess the thing is saying viewers, I don't like viewers. It's more like you guys are just mates. You know, like some of you guys spend more time with me on these live streams than like any people I talk to in real life. Like George, of course, comes around and everything like that. So he's one of the very close friends. He's one of the Kiwi lads, of course. But other than that, like some of you guys, I spend like maybe 20 hours a weekend with, which is kind of weird with the fact that some of you guys, I don't even know what you look like. You could be anyone. Yeah, you could actually be my neighbor, and I just don't know. Maybe my neighbor has changed his name to Nazi Williams and he's just chilling in the streams all the time. Where is everybody from? Says Clive. I'm from New Zealand, so it is late night at the moment. Layla, I will not be putting up those emojis on the screen, but nice try. Oh, so when are you flying up to Auckland, Hamish? I really want to go up at some stage. I would say I want to go around maybe June-ish, somewhere around there. I think it's going to be the case of trying to work and get enough of a, I guess, a budget built up so that I can actually do stuff in Auckland. Whether that is going out and about, maybe doing like an Eden Park top roof tour or something like that would be quite cool. Something related to rugby while we're up there. But yeah, I'd love to be able to go up there and then also maybe make a couple stops on the way down the south, or sorry, the North Island. Possibly visit a couple of you other guys on the way and kind of go to some fun spots, whether that's Hamilton or Rotorua or anywhere along those lines, just somewhere down a little bit further before I get home. That's it. But I've never pretended to be a tough guy or gangster. I'm a nice guy, real, says Nazi Williams. And as they save your pennies for a drink in Iceland, says Flesh in there. Me laughing my belly out and come to Ireland, Hamish. I mean, that might be a little bit out of the budget for myself at the moment. I'd assume that Ireland, I don't know how much, that's about probably a $3,000 ticket or something. I say, even Auckland's getting up there. It used to be like $50 to be able to go up there. Now it's like 400 or something, depending on when you're booking it. Kerr's done it again. He said go to Auckland. Well, that will have to go into the same. Why is that? Oh, because it's the message rather than the sticker. Never mind, I've worked it out now. Thank you very much, Kerr. Yeah, I will have to make the trip up at some stage in the near future. See, that's the thing. The parents next weekend, they're heading away to Fiji for 2 weeks for my dad's golf tournament. And originally I got the offer to go, but I did end up having to decline mainly because I knew how busy it was going to be during this period for YouTube. I knew that we were going to have finals flat out. I wasn't sure whether or not Fiji was going to have the connection to be able to do those streams. So yeah, I'm going to be at home doing streams all throughout the 2 weeks that they're away. And I guess Auckland can be my little holiday on the side as well. Who's Ulro? That was you, Layla, on your other account in Cape Town. South Africa Stormers. Fiji, why not, Hammy? I would have absolutely loved to go. Like, Fiji's one of those dream places I would have loved to be able to go, but I just knew that there were going to be too many matches to cover here, if that makes sense. Like, me being away for 2 weeks now just seemed like it was going to be a bit too much of a break, if that makes sense. We landed on Auckland on the 27th, so that's the 27th of June, is it, Nate? I have to keep that in mind. I'll save your pennies for a drink in Iceland. Oh, it was the loose ball, Munster. Should mention the second half now underway. Peter O'Mahony Getting off to a great start here and committed, says Kerr. Some people would call me an idiot, to be fair, to turn down a chance to go to Fiji to sit on a chair and do the live streams. But I don't see it that way. I see it as like the end. That's a terrible pass. That's gone right into touch. But yeah, I see it as like at the end of the day, this is my job. So I can't really organize 2 weeks of leave for this, mainly because if there's rugby or sport on, we're here commentating, we're here chatting to you guys. I feel like I wouldn't have it any other way. Is this getting soppy? Is this me like getting all sad at 6 a.m. in the morning, being all nice? It's Mother's Day as well. I'm gonna take my mum out for lunch tomorrow. Now, all available at the back for Leinster. They started to play by me. Says Layla. Yeah, says Blues Nate, really? Oh, you love us that much you gave up Fiji? You guys remember that? Anytime I take like one live stream off out of like the 15 we do a weekend, you got to remember he would have been in Fiji. But more than likely, we won't have many off. That's going to be a nice step. Nicely done now, just inside of the 22. Now back across. Oh, that's forward. Or is it? Keith Earls does end up with the ball now for Munster. Tackled around the neck. A little bit high. Now they go to the short side. Haley getting close. 10 metres out from the line. Now the Keiko. It didn't end up looking terrible. To be fair, it could have looked worse. If that makes sense. Like, it was just one of those classic little strawberry with some vanilla on top. But it's quite funny because that basket, the gift hamper that I mentioned that I won by purchasing it, actually arrived and it actually had the same cake in there. So I have to do it again, maybe. I was thinking about how to do my Kiwi Lads baking or cooking stream some stage in the future. I feel like once my parents go away, I'm going to have the whole house free. Just be able to do anything, anywhere in the rooms. Sounds dodgy. Regards to Iceland, I heard sometimes they get 24 hours light, right or wrong. Says Nazi. Yeah, by the sounds of it, at the moment they got 23 or so. And also, don't forget George's Profish in there as well. Says, wait, George's Profishi H. Profishi H. Well, that's the thing. We're hoping to get George up to Auckland as well. So I feel like he would be like, I don't think he's ever been on a plane, so I'd love to be able to take him on his first trip up to Auckland. And Bears with Blues Nate, another donation. Okay, Kerr, you're almost you're quick firing, you're rapid fire, boom, boom. It's like 5 since you got here. I have a Toki necklace. Says Ezra and Biker Knight says later, see you later. Or should I say see you later? Sorry. It was a pun, wasn't it? I don't know why I winked. I think I was just happy that I got a pun out at almost 6 a.m. Got that friend in New Zealand back island. Says Ezra, don't forget the baby oil, cuz. Says Nazi. There's a knock on from Munster, just making that little mistake. Oh, my keyboard is flaky. Says the David the Modern. Hell's Bells 28. Like, smash that like button and subscribe if you are new. Says Beauty V, you heard the man currently. Carney just getting a little bit of attention on that ankle. Currently being held together by tape. Huge amount on that one. I think he's getting close to giving it up for Leinster, I think he mentioned. And the Virgin also big loves Kerr. Says Nate there. I feel like at this stage, I should be saying near the start of these live streams, this live stream is sponsored by Cruise Ships by Kerr. Or I could actually, I could say that. I don't know whether or not it's affiliated though, so I don't know if I'll get in trouble. All right. Put a nice big, well, I should have a cruise ship go across the bottom. I don't know how to do that. But if I did know how to do that, Kerr, anytime you donated, I would have a hippo on a cruise ship coming along, and then it would go choo-choo out the top with the steam. Does steam? No, cruise ships don't have steam. They're not from the 1950s. Are they? Do they have steam? But it would come across the bottom. Hippo would throw it up, and then it would be pop in the middle of the screen. Kerr has donated. I wish I could do that. I don't even know how to use YouTube though, so I'm in a bit of trouble there. I'm sure I can find someone to do it. Now I'll kick them behind. Harry Byrne. Also, vote for a cruise ship green screen, says Kerr. I feel like that's fair enough. I feel like you've earned it at this stage. What image, Kerr? Do you want to post one on Discord that you're happy enough as the background. Do you want to have it as one of your cruise ships so that anytime someone asks, I can be like, oh, this one? I went to South Africa away. When we lost the series to Ireland, I was pissed. Now ice ball on the outside. Munster now moving back into the 22 again. Now back across. Jean Klein. Fantastic work from Munster in the breakdown to retain it because we know how quick that Leinster ruck speed is, and they are pretty much trying to get straight in there. No hands, the ruck is formed. Here's the referee now off to the left. Munster with the cutout pass. No, doesn't quite work out for them. Keith Dells ends up with the ball again. Had a small break. David, my brain is flaky. Around 9 hours of at work. Kiwi lads are superheroes. Marathon man Hamish, says Ruth. You've been going a little while. I think we're up to about our 13th hour of commentary at the moment. A picture from the Swingers Cruise. Is the Swingers Cruise what I think it is? The last time cruise ships ran on steam, Flesham was a teenager. Now 5 meters out for the line here, Munster. I feel like going on a Swingers. Wait, depends on what. It sounds fun, but I don't know if it's what I think it is. Then in that case, that wasn't why I thought it sounded fun. You must come and visit us in Cape Town. Give you a Stormers fan party that is going to be going back for the penalty to Munster, 5 out from the line. What's the decision now? 22 offside. An interesting fact, on a ship, if you are down for swinging, you put a picture of a pineapple on your door. Is that right? That's probably good to know because I quite like pineapple. So this is actually probably could have ended up being a true story. If I saw people putting pineapple on their door, I would have assumed it meant something along the lines of, I would like pineapple in the morning, please. So I probably would have had that pineapple on my door and then been greeted by some folks ready to party, if you know what I'm saying. Penalty goes to Munster. They are still down by 4. They might consider taking the 3 points soon. Yeah, come on, Leinster, hang in there. Come on, defend, defend, defend. There's Spider-Mick. Well, Munster, Jean Klein making his way off the field now. Shame. Around the neck region. Hi, all, says Robert. Do they have mangoes on your cruise, Kerr? Out of curiosity, because I bloody love a mango. You grab 2 pizza slices, slap 2 potato fritters in between. There you have it, ladies and gents. Pizza sandwich. There you what, you're fancy. You know. I always find that when they have like stuffed crust and whatnot, I always end up finding the stuffed crust more interesting than the actual pizza because I just wonder how did they do it? I know that they rolled it. But how do they stop it from unrolling? And then they stick a hot dog in the crust and you kind of, your brain goes, yes, mango is available. Geez, book me a ticket. I bloody love a mango. That's close. Munster now over the line. Have they finally got their first try of the match? The referee can't see it. Oh, he says yes, though. I did go on an educational cruise when I was a kid. Navasa, an ex-troop ship. Gee whiz, so kind. Cheers, says Roof. He certainly is. He is a very kind individual. And it's very hugely appreciated. What I will say. Not live till you had deep fried battered pizza. I don't think that's available here. Hamish and these mangoes are starting to become disturbing. No, it's just, when you're craving a good mango, sounds like a innuendo, doesn't it? But you can't get them here. You get frozen mango and they're Peruvian mango. Nothing against Peru. It's just the mangoes aren't as good as the Australian mangoes or some of the other places around the world. Pineapple, what it looked like. Never heard of it. What, you never heard of pineapple, Spider-Man? It's like what SpongeBob lives in. Seen SpongeBob? I was that innuendo. Says Grant there. Called a pizza crunch. They should have that here. That would be quite interesting. So it's deep. So it's because I know they have deep pan pizza here, but that's not fried deep. That's just the crust, I think. So they do they just dip the base in and then cook it, the toppings on top in like an oven afterwards? Or is it literally everything dips in and it just fries? Because I guess battered it would be all the way around, would it? I was texting cousin Dave Carney last night. Is Ezra there? You have to ask him how his ankle is because he's got ass pics. Hmm? You were getting ass pics from Dave Carney? Or he doesn't want that story out there. That is a brilliant bit of work from Leinster in the breakdown. Josh Van den Flair just bulldozes his way through the middle. And I mentioned earlier on how much of an impact that man can have. He has come off the bench. He actually came off the bench in the first couple of minutes. Deep fried pizza, good lord, that sounds like a heart attack, says Grant. And Kurt, I've tried a double decker pizza. Very interesting, packed with cheese, Mexican beef. No, full pizza covered in batter and thrown in the deep fryer. Wow. I guess you could DIY that a little bit, couldn't you? If you had your own deep fryer. Deep fried Mars bar, yuck, says Karma Beach. They seem to be one that some people like, some people hate. It's a big push there from Leinster. Now going off McGrath. Wide cut out pass there from Boone. Wow, that was a big pass. Now gone off to Tommy O'Brien. Going to creep his way through. Currently, Leinster, they are down by 3. Try a piece at the moment. There's Blues, Nate. Oh, Kurt, I should also mention we did go out for tea last weekend. I didn't end up getting the steak because I knew that George would get it, so I wanted to see what it was like. But I ended up getting this burger, and boy, it was massive. It was a double decker. It was like a giant Big Mac. It had like onion relish, bacon, and all sorts. And we got the garlic bread for the table. I put my hand up for that. I see Kerr's got this one. Now Robbie Henshaw. We're 5 meters out from the line. Another step. Oh, it's actually from Ryan Beard, the big man. If it wasn't for all the heroines, Scotland would have been a really fat country. There's Kerr. Is that in that Train Spotters? Train Spotters? Is that what it was called? Do they have heroin in that? I wonder. Drugs are weird, aren't they? I feel like that sounded like I was like 5. A ball available at the back. What Kean Healy gives him a slap on the ass and says, "You go for it, buddy." And instead, Josh Van den Flair got it away. And yes, Train Spotting. Says, "Kerr, that's just become a dog pile there. Everyone's on top of everyone. Everyone's got the pineapples on the door." On a cruise ship now, Tommy O'Brien going off to the side again, very close to the line here. Now Jack Conan gets within inches. Kean Healy got his hands on the ball, so now the ball is available and it's stolen by Tyg Boone. Good physicality in the breakdown from Munster. There's more heroin than people in Train Spotting. Wow. Yes, Train Spotting is made of 100% heroin. I need to see this movie just to see exactly what it's all about. Well, it sounds like heroin. And also the Train Spotters, Ali William caught a ride. Oh, went for the wide cut out pass, charged down by Munster again. No one is back there other than, I believe, who's that? That's going to be Charlie Ngatai, who has to go back. Oh, great turn. And brilliant clearing kick from Charlie Ngatai there. I love a heroin burger. I had a mango cocktail once to die for. See, I've become obsessed with mango popsicles. Not obsessed, sorry, Grant, I should say. I slightly indulge in a mango popsicle every once in a while. They're by Fruju. And you know that I get a few of them because when I got one, they gave me a Fruju air freshener. And look at the flavoring. It's mango. So I haven't opened that because I'm worried I'm going to accidentally eat it. But then I've also got this one, which is raspberry and lime. That one could be given away. I don't know whether or not that'll be any good. It's not bad for one spider, or that one spider. Mango's still the devil's testicle. How come? Surely something like a kiwi fruit's the devil's nut. Just because they're kind of hairy and, a bit different. And shame, I get the nurse on the field, blood. Says Roof there. And pineapple fruit juice best. I've got a pack of those in my freezer, Nazi, at the moment. Tequila, OJ, and mango juice. Pretty decent, doesn't it? Oh, I got a new bag of lollies. We might even review them straight after this stream. And the orange and mango flavored Pascal Cadbury chocolate ball things. We might do that straight after this match if you guys are lucky. A Munster couple more subs being made. It's been a lot of bloodshed throughout this game. Already seen a player with a cut from about here to here. We've seen a guy with a cut down there. There are times miss alcohol, says Kerr. Yeah, that's the thing. I feel like, there's a lot of stuff I haven't tried in this world in terms of certain types of things. Coffee, tea, certain types of alcohol. Alcohol. I thought that would sound cooler when I said it, but it doesn't. I like tobacco. Oh, sorry, tobacco avocado burgers with a bong. And I was a tequila, lime, and Tabasco sauce. Absolute game changer. There's Grant. Are on his knee. Almost stolen there in the breakdown. Nope. Still available for Leinster. Tyke Byrne looking for the turnover. Once again, Leinster have to jump on it, and it's the penalty to Munster for playing the ball on the ground. Just getting that one wrong. Straight over the top of it. Kensington Mangoes are the best. Says, my name is Jeff. Question, Jeff. Or my name is Jeff. Is your name actually Jeff? Or is it that movie reference? Because if your name is actually Jeff, it'd be kind of cool. I was like, come Munster, you have this in the hat. Time for the rabbit and the hat trick. I was like, could have shots of Grey Goose vodka. Right now, oosh, leave it alone. What is Grey Goose vodka? I hardly know anything about alcohol. The movie, okay. So your name is not Jeff. What is your real name out of curiosity? My name is Jeff. And drinking always leads to impulsive spending for me, so drinking stopped. So you're telling me that your donations are not affected by drinking. Does this count as impulsive spending? Or does it count? I guess it's kind of not really. It's kind of impulsive. Well, it is spending, but it's impulsive donating. But that's because the hippo emoji is pretty cool. Cameron. I see. I'm not happy about all this love mangoes are getting on this stream. My bad, Grant, says Nate. You wait till we do the review of the snacks afterwards. That'll be fun. Jack O'Donoghue now with the spin. Moving up to only about 22 metres out. Now Craig Casey asking for the penalty again. Munster doing well to handle this game the way that they are, but I still have that feeling like Leinster have got something left in the tank later on. No impulse spending for me is a bit wild. Wait, so more wild than this. What do you buy? Like a car? And that's why you got money, no drink, common sense. Blame Hamish, he's thirsty for the mango. I am. Although mango juice is only good with orange. Unpopular opinion, I think. I feel like it's all right, but unless you have it in a popsicle, it's decent as well. That's normally mixed with a bit of pineapple or orange. Vodka, ginger beer, and lime. Good old-fashioned Moscow Mule. Yes, flashing. Now Munster, 10 phases in, 10 metres out from the Leinster line. Craig Casey goes across again. Big shot being put in there. OJ and Vodka is the best. I do blame Hamish. There's Grant. There's another advantage for Munster. They can throw everything into this. Craig Casey goes across now. A little bit of hesitation in the midfield. Not quite willing to pull the trigger on the next one. Orange juice and pizza with tomato sauce. I've never heard of someone doing that. Brandy, ginger beer, and honey. And that's a horse. Well, there's a horse. Ooh, that's close. The try line for Munster. Back across to the left. Inside ball does pop out the back. They have still got the penalty advantage. Keith Earls wrestled down there. They're still trying to shut it down. They are up to 18 phases now. Michael Tom makes the tackle. Now Van den Flair gets over it. They will go back. I once bought a frog? Frog on a night out in Asia and then pay $500 for a stripper to dance. But it was. My brain just comprehended the vision of what that was. It's a lucky frog. I see what you mean now. I take back my thing about was this not compulsive spending? did you get a frog into a strip club? Or did you have a private stripper? And this ref must have a Munster top on. He's giving them everything, says Stephen. Good to says Gareth there. Favorite racehorse name was Hoof Hearted, says Kerr. Oh, so in a Tupperware box in a backpack. Okay. And that frog now probably, well, I don't know how long Frogs lives, but he'll remember that night for the rest of his life. Won't he? I'm trying to picture it, but I just, your brain can't quite paint the picture the way that it needs to. I spawned a Nile Scannell, 25 metres out from the line. Hamish, your face is turning red. That is because I'm trying not to laugh too hard. Was it a frog strip club? I then tried to pay for a taxi back to the ship with the frog. Taxi driver declined. So he set three. Oh, so he got his strip club experience and then he got set free. Oh, probably still out there. So the only stripper I want to see is Richie, says Ruth. And no regular strip club. And I hope the Irish team loses, says Karen. Nice ball on the outside. I feel like that story was exactly what I needed for 6 a.m. in the morning. So I do thank you for that, Kerr. Now Munster back across the Tyne burn. Craig Casey again. They're just phase after phase, but they're struggling to get that final pass across the line. 10 metres out. It was hodding it. Donahue driven backwards. Also, if I'm 100% honest, I didn't intend on buying a frog, but they refused to sell me the live catfish. Ah. Yeah, I don't know how a catfish would have gone in the strip club. You would have had to get quite a big tank, I would think, for it to enjoy itself. 2 metres out from the line. Now Munster close. So Donahue once again dropping his head. Doing well here on the line. Leinster, the referee really pushing for them to be onside. The ball is popped free. They survive again, the men in blue. Great run forward from Max Deegan, making it about 12 metres out from the line. Munster have just been right there so many times that every time they get there, they just end up missing out that last little bit. Hey, all. I tried red frogs as a snack. The sweets are yum, says Bianca. Welcome in. Bianca, I hope you are doing very well. It is good to see you. Katie in. I miss Katie. Katie was in a little bit earlier on. I think she might still be about somewhere. Well, so we have got that 7 p.m. here, and I'm tempted, says Fleshin. Hoof-hearted. Boy, he was hoofing it all the way. And should kiss it, might turn into a gorgeous princess, says Spike. Now, this is where if Kerr watches the live streams with his wife. No, wait, no, because then you're calling her a frog. No, not really. I was going to say, Kerr, that's when you say that you don't need to turn into a princess because you've already found yours. But you're probably watching this alone. And I was in no fit state to kiss anyone, says Kerr. I'll stop it now. It's 4 a.m. sun coming up. And also all the WWWRFU peeps are in, says Gareth. I'm also one of those, aren't I? I've never found my feet in the group, not because it's not good banter. It's just I don't know where to come in. I want to join in at the right time rather than getting it slightly wrong. Now it's going to be kicked in behind. Big kick forward. Foot race here. Looks like O'Brien's got the pace. Haley gets back, or did he? Oh, it's a real right clean out. Both men going to be staying down with some sort of injury. I think Haley may have knocked it dead. They've said goal line dropout. Oh, so we've got there. You're invited, Hamish, but you're too cool for. I think it's the opposite way around. I think you guys are too cool for me. I'm in the group. Like I've looked at a few messages and I'm like, do I message? And then I chicken out. I need to find the video on Discord. The fact that it is a video is incredible. And also, Hamish, hope you are well. Doing very well. Thank you, Darren. Your knowledge, enthusiasm, and dedication is an inspiration. I hope your commitment is rewarding by a potential future career at a higher level. Well done. Darren, thank you very much, mate. Usually appreciate it. I mean, that's the thing. Even if there wasn't a higher level out there, I feel like even just being able to do this as either a part-time job or a hobby still. That's all I really look for in terms of future opportunities, if that makes sense. As long as I get to talk to you guys, I feel like that makes the weekend anyway. A two-leg frog will be nice now. Hamish, you jump in at any time, just leave the mangoes at the door. So I can't mention mangoes the first time round, Grant. You'll be yourself, Hamish, like you do. That's the recipe, says Nazi Williams. And also, hello, says a tinny nice ball out to Kieran Frawley. Now they're starting to find a bit more momentum here, Leinster. A lot more possession going their way. You just think we're dodgy. I feel like I haven't found my banter spot, you know? I don't know what my banter on Discord is like. I've always been like, "Hey, guys, here's a link for the next stream. Be sure to check it out," rather than being like, "Oi, that guy's absolute dog." No, I haven't found that yet. I named the frog Bill. Really? My cat, who died last year, was named Billy. We got an emoji of him. There he is, little Billy, up in the top corner. He had one eye. He was a bit blind on one side in the end, but yeah, he had a big long life. Old Billser. And what an upset, says a Tenny. Yeah, at the moment, a very close game between these two sides, but a slight upset could be heading in the way of Munster if they can stay in the lead. Although with where Leinster are on the field now, looking like it might be a little bit tricky to do so. Now going off to the left-hand side, imagine Stormers versus Munster. I think a lot of South Africans are at the moment. They're praying that that will be the result. But if it's not, if Leinster do end up winning this game, it will be a home field advantage at the Aviva. Although I have to say, from watching the way that they played in this game, yes, they've got a few changes, but watching this game, you'd have to say they haven't really lit the world on fire throughout this contest. Ghost Cat, says Grant there. He is. Although it's weird because there's another cat across the road now, and it looks exactly like him. But I don't think like Billy had no nuts, or he was neutered. Is that the word? Sounds like a fun hashtag, doesn't it? Hashtag Billy had no nuts. But yeah, so it can't be his, we don't think. He just looks very much like him. So we call him Billy Jr. Oh, over the line here for Leinster. They've got the try, and that will be the lead now in the contest. Josh Van den Flair is extremely fired up for that one. Yeah, I'm going to send a Discord what I think of when you mention a frog. And oh, fireman, there's a Tenny there, and damn, time goes quick. You're awesome. That used to jump around you. He did. He used to pop up on the keyboard. Press O for random buttons. He always seemed to like the Chiefs games. He would have loved this streak that they were on. Hey, stop it now. Fletcher might not turn up. Is Blues Nate. They get that ball down. I think that might have been grounded. It's quite hard to say. Leinster thinking about La Rochelle, and Billy had his mangoes removed. He did. Mhm. Well, then that's the thing, though. We had a lamb called Doogie. Doogie was a hip little fellow. He used to actually have some insane football skills, and I'm not even joking. Like he could actually do a back heel. I taught him well. But yeah, he had his gonads. You know, bit of the. I think it was. Yeah, I don't know how they did it, but he still managed to have kids, so he was one nut wonder Doogie. Got sold in the end. I don't know whether he got sold as a ram because he managed to pop a couple kids out, or whether he just got sold as another type. That's missed for Kieran Frawley. That's a massive miss because that now means that it's very close. And whose that would be footage? It's a recording somewhere. Guys, I need to find the video, but I'm absolutely destroyed in it. 45 minutes before starting work, says Kurt. Oh, that would be a great video, though, wouldn't it? I want to see the frog, although I don't know whether the frog in the strip club would be a thing. And also, Nazi is a spanner, says Gareth there. Also, we have got that same game, or some game, go down to the wire. Yeah, it certainly looks that way. Anyone who is new to the channel, I should mention, be sure to leave a like and subscribe. We are going to be doing the URC Final, which is, of course, going to be just around the corner. And alongside that, we've got the Sevens tomorrow night, maybe some Premiership rugby. Oh, the taxi driver, his wife would love the frog because it's well endowed, not worded as nicely as that. Are you sure that's not why he said that you couldn't have the frog in the taxi? And wait, the sheep and his mangoes removed, still father the little lamb. Yeah, he still popped out a child or two, I think, old Dukester. Don't say that, Gareth. My dad says that my whole life. And I was like, mate, as long as your mate picks you up. It's all good. And Super Rugby says the 10 yeah, there is a game tomorrow, although we will actually be going up the road. Me, George, and Daniel. We might be going out for a late afternoon tea somewhere. I'm not sure where yet. And also get in a couple supplies. I'm hoping at some stage. Oh, that's a penalty to Leinster again. There was something on this shopping list that I was thinking about getting, but I can't remember it now. And I was like, can we all the frog is the biggest dickus, says Ezra. I was like, flesh and greetings, Connor Coloss. Irish whiskey is lovely over vanilla ice cream. And cheers, buddy. Salute. There's I says, nay. I just mentioned 221 tackles made by Leinster. That has been an insane work rate from them throughout this match. And now, in the last 14 minutes, seems like they're starting to reap those rewards. Bread fried fries. Proud to be a spanner, though. Took time, says Nazi Williams. Yeah. You wore us down slowly, didn't you, Nazi? But also, you just kept on showing up, which is always a good sign. Insane, says Nate. Now, nice Scannell throws the ball back. Carney, he's had to retreat a long way to get to that ball. He's then able to take it nicely. Now looking for the 50-22. Found a bit of space, but well cut off by Haley there. Also have a zinger day. Still has an Amish rocket and good win by the Crusaders. Here's Gary now. It's kicked behind by Frawley. Chip and chase. Awkward rolling ball. Nicely taken by Daly, who's one of the players who was busted open earlier on in the contest. Keith Earls does take that one and boots it way down the park. And also a roof. That does sound good, but strange. A good one by the Crusaders. Yeah, tough fought victory over the Blues. And I love the Zinger burger. I see that they've brought back the Bacon Lovers burger here in New Zealand KFC. I have to give that a crack at some stage. I'm sure we'll end up at KFC tomorrow just because like when we go to somewhere with the KFC and George is with us, end up at KFC. I'm big on energy, mate. Got positive energy from far away, says Nazi. I think it's still surprising how much energy I have late in the night. Because it's like it's 6:15 a.m. Like my eyes aren't working, but me brain's still ticking over. And that's a lot of water, Hamish. Do you go surfing at all? No, I don't. I don't know if I'd have the coordination for surfing. I used to, if we did skateboarding back at school, I used to be that kid who would sit on the skateboard and have someone push him, then vice versa. And Beard or Bernie, who was better. Or in this game, I mean, Ryan Beard had the most fantastic non-successful try we've seen out of the two semi-final games. It was a brilliant run from the big man, but he missed out. Tyke Burns been pretty decent in this game. I think he's given away one penalty, though, but that might be the same. You speak like me English, says Atini. I do, yes. I try my best anyway. 12 minutes remaining. 2 points difference. If Leinster get themselves a converted try, they'd almost say that it is near the end of the contest. And Leinster would have a home final at the Aviva. This conversation sounds very dodgy tonight. Frogs and stuff and taxis. It always ends up in random directions on these streams. And I think that's what makes it so much fun. Because definitely late night live streams, I always find that whenever it's a late night one and you guys are in the chat, we just have a lot of banter. And also we have got there, Hamish, did you do sumo wrestling? I did not, but I've got one of the best sumo trick shots you will ever see. I might show it to you after the stream if you're lucky. And now you're probably very confused. How far are you from the beach? About 20 minutes or so, somewhere around there. A little bit of distance, but not absolutely miles away. But that is going to be the penalty against Leinster. 12 minutes remaining. How does scrum last? Long time, you well. Let's Gary there and come on, Munster, you useless bastard. Says Grant. He's speaking from the truth. At the moment, he wants the Stormers home final. Kicked into touch. Still got a chance, though. Still time left. No, Hamish just couch wrestling. I do. Or I used to. I used to jump off my couch, do elbow drops onto my titties. I don't know how I didn't break any bones because, like, I would full on commit. You get that extra height, go on the top side of the couch. I'm saying it here. And if you get upset about it, deal with it. Peter O'Mahony is done as a captain and as a Munster player. How come? I feel like he's not too bad at the moment. Peter O'Mahony, like, he's still going to be lurking around the Irish setup for the World Cup. And now they are charging forward. Update on the game, says Alistair at the moment. Still 15 points to 13, 69 minutes in. Rolling ball here for Munster. Getting closer to the touchline here, but continuing to creep towards their 22. Going off to the left-hand side. Nice step coming through from Niall Scannell. I'm the Munster captain. End off, says Ezra. There you go. Now you know your new captain. It is Ezra. That's going to be a drop ball. Once again, another mistake from Munster, and that could end up costing them the kick in behind. It's going to be Josh van den Vlaar, who is charging after that ball. Cleaned up in the breakdown, waiting for him to get back down. Now wrestled down inside of the 22. It's a great chase from Josh van den Vlaar. You wouldn't think that he has played 68 minutes of this game already. It's always that hard to beat at home. Oosh, check my knowledge. Says Nazi Williams on Ronan O'Gara versus Leinster. Strange almost. It is a little bit. Not into touch. Also, not only has he been captain when Munster turned down kickable points, he's also got himself into fights and into trouble. Also having a great time. Says Michael, I'm good, says Gary. And also, we have got to keep on going. Leinster deserve a win. Was good throughout this year, says Alfie. Yeah, you'd have to say this is probably one of their games that they have played some of their least successful rugby. But if you base it off the whole season, you would think that they would make it through to the final. Be thrown in. Almost an awkward landing. The Dubliners have appeared, says Gareth. Getting close to the end of the competition, also close to the end of this game. So always, that's forward. Half a metre. Yep, they have called it. It's all good. They've gone back for it. What was the other thing I was going to do? I was going to show you the sumo trick shot video, or a little bit of push and shove. As always, Leinster final will be like a World Cup quarterfinal. There, do I actually have it saved somewhere here? Oh, I actually do. You talked about sumo. This is from like 7 years ago, so please don't judge me. I used to have some friends, I swear. Did you see the skills? Mic drop. Got all those pins down off a mini trampoline. I don't know. That was more than a few years ago, by the way. That looked like 10 years at least. Old mate was still only about maybe a metre tall. I was a greetings, Hamish in the chat. Hope for a Munster win here. It's about time we get back to the glory days, says Mountains of Asylum, and also 10 out of 10, says Crumless. Munster's fault. 3 points available. They go for the corner, says Spider-Man. And ooh, she got them, says Nate there. Yeah, it was the first try as well, to be fair. Got them all down. Idea Leinster coming up. Says Roof and a Stormers Leinster final. It will be like a World Cup quarterfinal. And Jesus. The thing is, my hard drive is currently in the Netherlands, or almost in the Netherlands, I think. And the reason it's over there is because it blew up, unfortunately. But if that hard drive comes back, there would be a lot of old videos like that on there. 10 from the Irish Judge Hamish. There's Mountains of Asylum. That is going to be a rough scrum, both sides wheeling. Close game. Who looks to you like they want it more? Who deserves it more? I mean, to be fair, I think Munster have played the better rugby today. It's just the fact that they haven't taken their chances that could end up with Leinster taking it in the final moments, if that makes sense. Like, either of these sides definitely could win it, and I think either way, if Leinster win it, Munster would be disappointed because of how much they did butcher it at times. If Leinster don't win it, they'll be disappointed with the fact that they didn't really find their feet in the game. Hamish is next Monday a holiday? Is it? Like, isn't this Monday coming up now? Or the one after? Oh, no, not for Mother's Day. What month are we in? We're in May, aren't we? We're about 15th of May. Oh, drop ball from Keith Fields there. Plenty of extra pressure. That was disturbingly funny. Cheers. That's what we go for. Thou shalt not use the Lord's name in vain, says Nazi. And I was like, how did you get up with a crane? No, it's like a giant inflatable suit. So luckily for me, kind of squeeze yourself down a little bit and then you're a bit more slimming. Just thought of another video. And drop goals, I think a droppy. Tell you what, if Munster got a last-minute drop goal here, it would be absolutely awesome. Listen, Hamish, the scoreline is as close as it gets to the 2 points. You can hear the crowd now racking up both sides. We can hear Leinster, the chant going around the ground. Munster deserves another another trip to Cape Town. They loved it there. Send them back, Leinster. Send them back, Leinster. Don't be dicks about it. No, so you have to get over the whitewash. Leinster more clinical. Here's Michael. And also Munster giving me heart palpitations. Now advantage to Leinster. Ty charging on. And it seems like Leinster in this last 20 minutes or so have really turned it up a gear. Kicked him behind by Harry Byrne. I don't think anyone really expected that one. Going back now for the penalty, though. The original one for them. 6 minutes remaining in this contest. Just going up on Cian Healy's side. And Munster move your sweet Irish asses over that line. Sounds all right when you say it, Ref. When I say it, doesn't quite have the same ring to it, I don't think. I think it slightly loses its edge to a certain extent. Like that. Right. 5 minutes remaining, ladies and gents. Leinster now have got themselves a line out inside of the 22. I am adjusting my shorts because I am ready for the final 5 minutes. Nicely taken by Ryan Beard. Now they start to creep a little bit further towards the Munster line here, Leinster. Available at the back. They rip it away. Charlie Ngatai, first receiver, crashing the ball at the line. Now Carney goes around the side of the breakdown. About 3 Leinster players all getting in the breakdown to protect that ball, although that's a bit of extra pressure. The ball's popped up and Munster take it back during the 5th, Hamish. It's the Queen's birthday. King's birthday. There's that massive rugby ball you had in your clip. Where can I get one? We got it from the local sports shop. So I don't actually know whether they still sell them or not. I think it was kind of like a little one-off thing. Oh, knock on there. Replacement. Air prop gets it on. Both of these sides are it's mistake after mistake, and it's going to be whoever makes one less mistake than their opposition will end up walking away with the victory. That looked like it was close to a 4-pass, but that will be advantage over now. Hornet looking to kick that one downfield. Craig Casey sees a bit of space now. And great. And Day Hamish. Oh, well done there, says Roof. Can't take any chances. Get him pushed into touch. That one's going to be bouncing. Munster take it now, and they are playing the territory game pretty well now, moving up to the halfway line. Big runner, Harry Byrne, who's now in a ball, which will mean now that they are going to be playing with 14 men. Munster now with the crack. Ball on the outside. One more pass to Keith Earls. A try now or even a penalty would secure them the victory. Jack O'Donoghue wrestled down by his opposite number, Josh Van den Flair. Now back across. Looking to go through. Leinster still yet to get this ball back after about 7 or so phases. Big run from Hornet again, but O'Brien almost on it. Munster moved to 22 metres out from the line. Leinster need to stay on side, and that was offside. Are they going to call them for it? No, they don't. Hey, that was very lucky for Leinster because that man went a little bit early. No one saw it. And they are still going now with the extra few phases. The turnover not quite there in the breakdown. Still Munster's ball. How far to go, Hammy? Oh, now though. In the breakdown, almost stolen by Leinster. Currently 2.5 minutes remaining. Josh Van den Flair makes the tackle. Got his leg stuck under the breakdown, so does just have to wait until everyone else moves. Back into the drop goal in the pocket. Has he got it over? He certainly has. And Munster now take the lead, 16 points to 15. The crowd erupt. But this game still has 2 minutes remaining, but the drop kick is successful. Someone called it about 20 minutes ago, said that there could be a drop kick on the cards. Come on, Munster, says Grant. And there, my Saturday night is coming to an end. Need some shut-eye work again tomorrow. And Hamish, thanks Oh, a lucky day. See you next week, says Dion. And there's us. We will see you later, Munster. You absolute beauty, says Roof. So now with 2 minutes remaining, there are subs that are going to be made. Munster, and yes, go on, Munster. There's Mountains of Asylum. Yeah, baby. Bring it up, Spider, says Nate, and Oosh, says Nazi. We still got Captain Kerr with us for the final moments of the stream. It's going to be slapped back. Wait, what's happened here? The penalty, I believe, has gone the way of Munster. No. What happened here? He didn't kick at the 10 metres, I don't think. No, he's in front of the kicker. They got it wrong. In front of the kicker. Sponsored message. Like and subscribe. There we go. And turn on the bell from Kerr. He's bloody onto it. He's got it sorted out. Also, check out a bloody big cruise ship here. Like a cruise. Sure, check out that one. It's pretty decent. Game is over. When the game is over, says Stefan. Exactly right. And that is a massive, massive mistake from Leinster in that moment. Be sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel. Penalty try, outrageous, says Kerr. Now it's at the back. Munster charging for big bump off. Leinster need it back, and if anyone can get it, it will be Josh Van der Fleer. He's he's asking for a neck roll penalty. And I was over there, wait, nervous me, Hamish. 30 seconds remaining. They just want to hit up a few more phases, and then it will be going into touch, and Munster would be heading to South Africa, which is exactly what every single Stormers supporter were hoping for. They wanted to see Munster knocked out of the URC competition early. They're holding one of the Leinster players in. 5 seconds remaining. Munster have it. 2 seconds. 1 second. Munster kick it out, and they will defeat Leinster in this matchup. The drop kick at the final moment takes it away. Feel sorry for Leinster, says Rufy. They'll be disappointed. The Stormers, they will be smiling from ear to ear now, though. They know that out of these two sides, the one that they wanted to verse, probably not the team wearing blue. And sponsored message again from Kerr. Like and subscribe. There we go. He's on fire at the moment. Holy moly, else says Scrumless. What a finish to the game. Could have gone either way easily in those final moments, but in the end, it's Munster who kicked that ball out. Emoji worked better with the blue colour, says Kerr. True, the yellow may have blended a little bit. A final Cape Town versus the Stormers will be there, says Jason. So yeah, anyone in South Africa and Cape Town, be sure to get your tickets nice and early. They were working on a sellout. They hadn't quite got it as of yet for the URC matches, but now the Stormers looking to defend their throne, which they were able to get last year. You can see the disappointment on the face of Leinster. Just didn't find their feet in this game. Harry, mistake, Burn strikes again, says Finton. And come on, Munster, says Sakabula. But the missed kick from Frawley was the thing that cost them. Right at the end, when they did manage to score that last-minute try. Rigged, says Spider-Mick. And yes, he says, Munster, love you, says Dion. Another Cape Town final, says Grant. And we'll see Munster in South Africa. The good news for Munster, though, is they've got 2 weeks to adapt rather than just the singular. Cape Town bound Munster Monsters and the Stormers. You're welcome, Stormers. It will be nice for Munster to win the URC in South Africa. And the burpee time. Oh, no, really? How many burpees we up to, Kerr? That's going to be like a whole bloody hour and a half of burpees. Although, if you will, at this stage, we could start negotiations. I have got that bag of mango and orange chocolate things that I've never tried before. We could do a live taste testing of that. That floats. That's the opposite of a burpee, isn't it? That's like, hey, rather than doing exercise, can I eat chocolate? Like quite the bargain deal on my end. And I was like, thanks, Hamish. Hey, hold on, Hamish. You had some other stuff to show. Don't piss off yet, says Nazi Williams. That is true. Yes, says Ezra, what happened to Mr. Drifter all year round? Leinster being dominant neck minute. It just shows that even though you can be dominant throughout a season, it's those playoff games. That is why I said about the Chiefs and that a loss before Super Rugby finals would not be a bad thing for them. That is why right there. We have got a donation from David the Mod as well. Thank you very much, mate. Usually appreciate it. Cheers all. There's David there. So yeah, this will be our last live stream of this morning. Then after that, tomorrow night, we've got the sevens pretty much from about 10:30 onwards, I believe it will be. And then we are going to be heading right through to 7 a.m. the next morning. So we've got a whole other night tomorrow night. We are going to be back rubbing our hands for Munster unfinished business with them in Cape Town, says Clive. And cheers, David the Mod in there as well. And also, we have got there. I mean, I can show you that trick shot with the sumo suit again if you like. Well, Hamish, chocolate comes from a bean. So one of your 5 a day. There we go. I like the way you're thinking. Enjoy your mango chocolate lollies, Hamish, says Ruth. There's well, will you be doing the URC final? We certainly will be. And also, we are doing the Champions Cup final next week. I need to schedule work appropriately for the rugby tomorrow, says Kerr. So, yeah, pretty much as soon as we have all those live streams scheduled, I'll be sure to start putting them into the Discord. But the first one that we are doing is going to be, I believe, Samoa versus Spain. That is at 10:04 p.m. New Zealand time. And then we have pretty much got about 3 games in a row that we are doing after that. So, yeah, I'll be sure to keep you guys posted. But there's about maybe 9 games of the sevens. And with a little bit of luck, depending on who makes it through to the 5th place playoff game, we may actually be able to cover the Premiership Rugby game as well tomorrow night, which would be quite cool. Unless they can dominate my Mangoes, they're not seeing a final for 2 years running. Says a Grant. And I keep to my words. I was like, Leinster deserve all the evil in the world. I don't know about that. They're a good side, aren't they? We'll find my tickets for the finals. We'll buy my ticket for the final, yeah. Be sure to get in quickly because I'm sure the good seats will be going extremely quickly now that the victory has gone the way of Munster. And they are very happy about it. And Dan Yo, Stormers rocket, says Ruth. Yeah, so what we will do, ladies and gentlemen, I mentioned about the sumo trick shot. Might as well show you guys it again while I am away, because I am quickly going to go get that bag of the lollies that I mentioned earlier on. I wonder what game you'll cover from Auckland. Guest appearance from Blues Nate. That would actually be quite cool. Have Blues Nate as a guest on the stream. And also, Hamish, I dare you to drop a message. If you, says Gareth, I shall try my best. I'll try not to make it about mangoes. They really did it. They certainly did grab them, Hamish. Says Blues Nate. Yeah, we'll have to head up north. And yeah, so that should be late June with a bit of luck. May, whoa, that's next month. I better keep saving. What I'm going to do, ladies and gentlemen, is I'm going to very quickly play this 11-second video, pop away, get myself the bag that I was talking about. And we'll be back in the very near future. 3, 2, 1. Enjoy this sumo trick shot. I was very young. Don't judge me. You probably will. I'll be back in a very short moment. Hello, everyone. I am back from my trip away. That's tangled. Right, we have got man of his word. Hamish, you got a fresh cut, bruv? I did. I went to the barbers yesterday. Got a bit of a clean up just because I looked a bit rough. And Kenneth, but the old mix kept telling me that Leinster play at the Aviva. I sure the last 5 games I watched them, they were at the Aviva. Cheers, Ken. Also, we have got their bye, and also just Carl, and also we've got their teams from South will dominate this competition for a long time. And also, we have got their final in that, and also that clip should be on repeat. Says Grant, it's quite a unique one, isn't it? Old school clip, like I mentioned. So depending on whether or not that hard drive can be fixed, you might see a bit more of stuff like that. But yeah, the other day when I was at the supermarket, me and George were there. I was getting the necessities. Is that the right word? Milk and bread and whatnot. And I found these things. Pascal Jelly Gems. We're not normally a food channel, ladies and gentlemen. I should mention Munster just getting themselves the win over Leinster. Very impressive. 2 to tango. Chocolate smothered jelly fun. That's what they're telling me. Apparently, it's going to be a bloody fun time. Mango and orange. I'm front. Your favourite drink? This if I melt it down, but I haven't tried them yet. But Fanta probably up there. I'm an orange and mango kind of guy, it seems. Unless I use it all up, low on petrol. Oops. Almost broke the bag. This has been requested as a food review. Now, I will mention made with Cadbury. So it's a bit of a Cadbury collaboration. Lollies for Bricky Bro. It's 6:30 a.m. Don't know what I'm doing with me life. Enjoy. At least you don't have to pick up with Eurovision on a Saturday night and 2 to tango. And what's your game of the day, Hamish? I would say overall, Sevens and Union combined. Game of the day. That's tricky. I mean, I enjoyed Hurricanes Moana Pacifica, but that was just because there were too many tries in it. But, I mean, this one, the Connacht's game up against the Stormers were pretty good, I thought. I feel like there were a lot of solid rugby games today, just no real hugely, over-the-top great ones, if that makes sense. This is a little ball of chocolate. Looks like something your rabbit would have come out its rear end. We're going to give it a nibble. We're going to go halfway through. It ain't great. I don't know what that one was. I was going to show you the cross section. I thought it would be very... Oh, I just put it all through me bloody keyboard. Yeah, I thought it was going to be like a cool cross section. But it's just... Should I have these up here while I'm eating them? I think the sponsorship's gone out the window. Because the face that I made when I had them didn't look great. Yum, yum, ooh, yuck. I don't even know what that is. I don't know what I'm doing anymore. This one's green. Alright, so that's supposed to be mango. That ain't mango. And Layla. I'm good for her name back up on the screen. There we go. Look at that. And the kiwi fruits in there as well. Face I make when I accidentally eat mangoes. Says Grant, I'd rather eat that than a rabbit shit. Says Nazi, that's probably fair enough. Also, I'm curious about the texture, says Kurt. I'm trying to think of what. You tried like a jelly baby or something like that. It's kind of like, it's almost at the point of squishiness. Like if I had this, you guys know I'm not very strong. Oh shit. It's gone all through the keyboard as well. Like you can kind of give it a bit of a squeeze, it's not hard ass. It's kind of like, oh, that's quite sticky. That's kind of stuck my fingers together, that has. I'm tuning in now. Bloody good performance from Munster to get the win. Have you ever eaten cheese chocolate chips? I have not. Something else that I normally don't do on live stream is eat, though, because it's extremely hard to chew and talk. Definitely when you guys can see my mouth, so I have to try and be all sneaky. I said thanks to Kerr. I'm there with the Kiwis. Could you squeeze it with your cheeks? I've never tried squeezing anything with my cheeks, Kerr. I'll be honest, so I'm not sure whether or not that would work. Because I could sit on it and it would squish, if that's the question, but I know it's not. Should do a kiwi pie review. My mate keeps on and on about them. Yeah, nah, pies are pretty decent. From here, Big Ben pie, local bakery pie, they go well. Anyway, Leinster lost here. Who would have thought Munster would go to the URC finals and also another home final for my team, the Stormers. Thank you, Hamish. You're awesome, Mahi. You provide us Rahul. No, you're Munster. Says Kerr there. They're a bit weird. It feels like they shouldn't have chocolate on them. This is a good example of where arrogance gets you always. Play your best teams. Although it's tricky. I feel bad for them because they have got a Champions Cup next week. And I feel like that is probably the one that they call the priority because it's kind of all the competition in Europe or all the teams in Europe rather than just the one competition's worth. But yeah, I think they'll still be disappointed. Oh, I've unlocked its ass. Doesn't look right. That kind of looks bloody disgusting, to be honest. That didn't look appealing one bit. So that's what you're missing out on, ladies and gentlemen. Are those pies made from free-range kiwis? Otherwise, I want no part of it. Says Grant, and Stormers got so lucky this season, says Leighton, in a home final. And also we have got there who are playing Munster against. So yeah, they will be going head-to-head with the Stormers in their next one. I feel like you're coming around to these chocolate-covered fruits. I'll be honest, I'm slowly nibbling away. I'm just trying to give the best viewing experience, and I feel like I'm doing a terrible job at it. I'm trying to get all of the chocolate off the outside so you guys can see what the middle looks like. Let's be honest, who's actually going to buy these from my review? I feel like not many at all. There we go. Doesn't that look yummy? Munster says Theo. Yeah, doing very well. Is match over? Or did like any team win? Yeah, no. Munster won 16 points to 15 in the end. I also have a feeling you'll be in the bathroom for the next 6 hours after finishing the bag. That part is not required for the live stream. Nah, trust me, I think 3 or 4 of these would be plenty. They say that on the bag, 5 is a serving. So, of course, we've got to be serving, what's it called? Serving savvy. They're bloody messy, though, when you do them like this. I think you're just supposed to pop them down the gullet and swallow. Well, maybe not swallow. Maybe chew first. And then swallow. I'm slowly getting around it. I feel like this is definitely something that the viewers who are just tuning in now to find out the result are glad to see. I've got chocolate all over my groin area. Not for the first time either. There we go. We've unlocked the ball. It's a little jelly cube. Yum. Isn't that nice? Bloody fair play to the camera as well, I have to say. Rightio, back to hip-hop. Love yous. Are we legit just watching Hamish eat? Not even really eating. Like, I'm even not eating that greatly. You know, I'm just trying to devour or take apart a little bloody gumdrop they put inside of one of these things. Hope this isn't a sign of the World Cup. I'm a Munster man to my core, but Leinster deservedly made up the bulk of the Irish team, and they choked in the big game again. They need to get their head right, says Mountains of Asylum. And how come you are live streaming after a match? Mainly because, oopsies, I almost just tipped the whole bag down my legs. Mainly because people were curious. They were like, what do those mango and orange things taste like? Bro doing edibles. They actually, yeah, to be fair, people might take it that way. Might they? Yeah, I probably should have confirmed that before, that there was nothing in them. That looks bad, says Grant. That looks like something that we have here called dots, like gumdrops, but better. Yes, I guess they're just like a little goody gumdrop. Bit of squishiness in them. This one's been sitting in my hand for far too long. It's starting to get warm. Yeah, you can kind of, like that up close. How about that? Squishing that. I think you should do a reaction video. I think my fingers are stuck together. Should we do a Kiwi Lads reaction to food channel? George would bloody love it. So search Uncle Roger. Jamie Oliver. Oh, I know Uncle Roger. He's that Asian fella, isn't he? Who reviews fried rice. And also Bloody shit. By itself, it's not great. I can now see why they added the chocolate. Because that by itself is not very nice. And also, Uncle hates Jamie more than me, says Gareth. Clean up, don't we? My fingers are very sticky now. I feel like this has backfired, taking it apart. But, you know, it is what it is. There's Nigella Lawson one. Good too, says Kerr. So we've still got, I've still got about 50 balls in that bag. I could have them for about 15 weeks. 3 balls a day. They aren't the best thing I've ever had, but they aren't terrible. If they weren't mango flavoured, I would be a bit happier with them. But because they're supposed to be mango and they're not mango, it's sad. There's a bloke in Bahrain that says Bovril toast. I'm surprised that Munster would win. Thought that Leinster would win. Fair play to Munster, though. It's a shame Leinster lost. Uncle Roger, good content. He does do some good stuff. Me and George, we're looking at YouTube Shorts and working out how we can do that in a way that works for the channel, which is tricky. I've been too busy I'm never too busy that I can't stop to enjoy someone else suffering. Quote by George Carlin. That seems to fit the situation. Yeah. I think I'm more disappointed in Pascal than anything. I thought it was going to be fantastic. I thought I was going to be buzzing off the walls with it. Tomorrow should be a tea biscuit dipping test and review post-game, says Kurt. You think I should just bring a new snack with me each live stream or little item that I can test out? Everyone who's tuning in late, it's like, who won the game? They'll be absolutely pissed off. But you guys who are here at the start will be absolutely loving it. I feel like I'm on a sugar rush now. I only had 2. But now I feel like I could be awake for 4 more hours. But instead, we will end up going to bed some point in the near future. Samoa versus Spain, I believe that is the next game that we are covering on the channel. That is at 10:04 p.m. New Zealand time, so be sure to check that out on the channel as well. Yeah, I think we are coming to our closing thoughts on this live stream. Anyone else who wants to put anything in the chat, be sure to put it in before I end this. Do you guys want to see a video of a chicken in my backyard? Because it was there. A lovely day out here. Who are you? Why is there a chicken in my backyard? That's the question. We're in the middle of town. But there was a chicken that managed to escape. So we gave it back to the people. We've got another donation from Kerr. Stack funds for Sunday rugby, says Kerr. So yeah, I have to find some better snacks than those ones, won't I? Tell you what, me, George, and Daniel, we are going up the road about 30 minutes tomorrow. I should find a little array of snacks that we can do a review of after the next. The funny thing is, the last live stream of the day, I think, is actually the I think it's the Sevens final. So maybe we do it on a premiership live stream if we get that chance. And Roosters will ruin your whole day. Watch out. Do you just share what I posted on Discord? What do you got there, Gareth? You got something cheeky, do you? Where are we at? Kiwi lads. No, I'm not sure I can post that, Gareth. Yeah, although to be fair, but with the caption, no, when you say the caption, it gets worse because I have to say the caption. Meat pies, says Flesh. And you think I should get a meat pie for tomorrow morning stream, maybe? Up the meat pies. What type of meat pie? Do you like just a classic steak, like mince pie? UFC is starting. It is. Kiwi's on the card. Be sure to give him a look-see. He's what's his face? I think he's in about the second fight on the main card. Can't remember his name. It doesn't sound Kiwi, though, but he is one of the light heavyweight fellas out of that city kickboxing gym. Rooster knocked me gran over once. Brutal, says Scrum Lass. Wow. I've once made friends with a chicken or two. I've also made friends with a sheep that thought it was a chicken. That's all on that hard drive that sadly is destroyed. Also, Stormers Yowlicka Ding says Yarnlu there. I'll post the caption, says Gareth. Any maybe one with cheese in it. Steak and cheese goes good. You know, Lebok played well today. He did. He had a good game, Marnie Lebok. Damien Valimza was a bit weird. I feel like he was getting very cocky at one point, which seemed unlike him, but then he just kept on getting more and more cocky. We love Danny, says Grumless. I love a good pie. And got to run as always. It was a pleasure, folks. Thank you very much, Kerr, once again for popping in and also for your huge generosity. I can tell you that I won't be spending any of your donations on any more of these, unfortunately. But next time, I'm sure we'll be able to find the magical rugby eating snack that globally is the best one out there. Chickens are not friends, they're food, says Grant. Steak and cheese, says Nate. At least you didn't do the spicy gummy bear and the one spicier than the ghost pepper, and you need to handle with gloves. Some YouTubers I tried follow tried it. Pure evil. Coffee is a must try for tomorrow. Coffee or a pie? I'd kind of like to try cooking a pie in the air fryer, but I don't know whether or not the Sevens audience would appreciate me doing that after the Sevens final. But I'm curious to know how a pie goes in the air fryer because it just doesn't go through. I need to send you Howick balls. Who's Howick and why do I need his balls? Hang on. Howick balls. Howick balls. Oh, yeah, now I remember it. It's the fella from the commentary, isn't it? Sorry, I thought it was someone's actual balls. Best rugby snack is always or will always be biltong. Maybe I need to try biltong on a stream as well. Have a good one, Kerr. Says Grumless. Also, we have got there Isaac Ross, Blair Cowan, and Mutton Nonu. And the last rugby game that I've been at was Leinster versus Leicester Tigers, though I might be going to Leinster versus Lauder Shells game. Pies go great in the air fryer. I think I'd have to learn the settings. This is something that I think we're going to end up doing while my parents are away. I'm going to try and set up, what is it? I was looking at something today, which is like a phone adapter thing that you set your phone on and it will track where you are, kind of follows you around. And I feel like I wanted to get that, although it was not cheap. I learned. I think it ended up being like $200 for the thingy to go like that. But I feel like me doing a cooking episode in the kitchen with that thing following me would be quite cool. Where's Isaac with a K at? Isaac is hiding, unfortunately. No, he's not. He's in Christchurch. We have to go up and see him at some stage, give him a surprise. Steak, ale, and cheese pies are proper lush, says Felician. I have a bag of biltong in my bathroom to eat while I'm in the tub. There you go. Always a time for biltong, isn't there? We discussed Howick balls last week with Bill McLaren there as well. Howick balls, eh? Are they actually still about? I see that you can get them from Scottish Gourmet USA for $2 US. So they are still about. I don't think anywhere in New Zealand have their balls that I can see. I think it's all UK, Amazon, etc. And I stopped that language immediately. Says Kerr. And I was like, would you say yes? I asked you to marry me. Biltong in the buffet. What a pickup line. I feel like that's one to write down for the future. Yeah. Nonetheless, I do thank you all very much for tuning in. See you all tomorrow, says Kerr. So, yeah, Sevens starting from about 10 p.m. New Zealand time. And then we are pretty much going, I believe, pretty much all through the night with different live streams. I'm not sure how much union we're going to have, how much Sevens. I'm hoping to do at least one union match scattered somewhere throughout there, even if it's just like the Premiership Rugby. We've hardly done any Premiership Rugby throughout the year. So that will be about 2 a.m., I believe that game is. And that will probably just end up being the chilled out chatter live stream. So yeah, anyone who's keen for a chat, we'll hopefully get that one all sorted out and ready to go. Yeah, nonetheless, thank you all very much for tuning in. Biltong chat equals more semis, says Kerr. Well, I know that I can count for at least one. Who is that? No, I can't say that. Can I? Cheeky. Never mind. They won the game, Munster. Cricketers on the cards. Can't wait, says Gareth. And there as well. And you are a newly single man. We don't need you leaping into a new relationship, says Legend. I didn't know this information. Maybe I would have if I was reading the WWWRFU a little bit more often. It's an honour to have him, and we're excelling because of him. The Scottish Americans, the Norway of copyright Vikings, says Adam TNT. Yeah, nonetheless, I'm going to go wash my hands because they're very sticky. And cheers so much, Mr. Curtis Grumless. Everyone else, one loves. Says Nate there as well. But yeah, thank you all very much for tuning in. And I will see you all tomorrow or today because it's late or it's morning. So see you some stage soon.